California University of Pennsylvania. It is homecoming here at CalU, and we have a football game to play as always this year. It is the unbeaten Clarion Golden Eagles traveling to Adamson Stadium to take on the California Vulcans. Hello everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. My name is Matt Hagee. Alongside of me is Damon Matson for this homecoming contest. And Damon, last week, California, I should say the last 2 weeks, they had some really hard, gut-wrenching defeats against their rivals.
Yeah, they took a tough loss for the second straight week last week to IUP in the Coal Bowl, 20-15. That is a rare loss for them in that series, but the Vulcans are looking to rebound here this week.
Most certainly are, and they welcome Clarion. And I said unbeaten Clarion Golden Eagles because this Clarion Golden Eagles team, Damon, not only the story of the PSAC, maybe the biggest story of Division II as well. Clarion last week, they dismantled Seton Hill.
Yes, they did. They won 44-29. They are 6-0 entering this game today, but they have a big test against the Vulcans, especially here on homecoming today.
And the last time these two teams faced was at Memorial Stadium last year at Clarion, and in this game, California only beat Clarion by a short margin, and it kind of showed what this talent this Clarion team has, Damon.
Yeah, Cal beat Clarion 43-32 in that game, and Clarion did come back near the end, so they kind of had a prelude to what they were going to be like this year, and obviously it's paid off. They are undefeated coming into today's game.
And for some players to watch, we'll start on offense. For California, it's the story's been the running game, and they've been led by a freshman running back, the defending Whippeal rushing champion out of high school, Jimmy Wheeler.
Yeah, running back Jimmy Wheeler, he had a TD last week against IUP, and he has immense speed that he can use to his advantage more than any of the other running backs for Cal, so look for him to have a big game today.
And he had 100 yards against Seton Hill last time we played here at Adamson Stadium. For Clarion, Connor Simmons, the top-ranked quarterback in the PSAC, he's the main reason why Clarion has one of the best offenses in the PSAC.
Yeah, he's had a big year so far. He leads the PSAC in passer rating, and he also controls the turnovers. He doesn't give the ball up very often, so he's going to be the X factor for Clarion's offense today against Cal.
On defense, California's top tackler, Luke Rapchak, for the second straight game, he will be out after getting injured against Slippery Rock. So they're going to look to go for their depth on defense at their linebackers. It starts with Corey Bopp.
Yeah, Corey Bopp had a big game, double-digit tackles last week against IUP, and he's a very good fill-in for Rapchak, so we'll hope that he can have another good game here this afternoon.
If there's one thing Clarion's known for on defense, it is their pass rushers, the names and their history. Julian Hauser going to the NFL, fullback now on the Jets, and now he kind of gives the heir to the throne, Kwame Bell.
Yeah, Kwame Bell did replace Hauser coming in to this season, and he is the anchor on that D-line, so look for him to try to get in the backfield, disrupt the rushing and the passing game against the Vulcans today.
And Damon, it's homecoming. Nothing bigger than that. It's great to be homecoming.
It is a great atmosphere here this afternoon. We're hoping to see the Vulcans get a win and just continue to psych up the crowd as we go through the rest of homecoming today.
So the question is, can California break the Cinderella slipper that Clarion has going for them right now, or can Clarion crash California's homecoming party? Stay tuned for opening kickoff is next, right here on CUTV.
The Multimedia Access Center is an open lab where California University students can work on an assignment, attend a workshop, print a document for class, or take advantage of a variety of services such as large format printing, web development, and graphic design. Located in the renovated Natali Student Center across from the student bookstore, the Mac Lab is also your home for OrgSync support and services. For hours of operation or for more information, stop by the Mac Lab, visit our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
Save preset 1 for CalU's best music. More music in the car. More music in the door. More music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation. Playing CalU's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL Power 92.
First published in the 1880s, the California Times is the oldest student media at California University. Circulating 3,000 issues weekly on campus and in the surrounding community, the Times' mission is to deliver fair and balanced news to the student population of California University. All students are welcome to be a part of the California Times. Our offices are located in the Natali Student Union. Keep up to date with the Times online at www.caltimes.org, Facebook, and follow us on Twitter.
Complete news, entertainment, and sports coverage from around the area, region, and nation is found right here on CUTV News Center every Thursday at 5 p.m. with anchors Jennifer Germano, Zach Prosba, entertainment with Mike Mays, and sports with Matt Hagee. Follow us on YouTube, CUTV News Center, and on Twitter, CUTV_PA, for your complete rebroadcast of your Vulcan sports. News Center airs every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Armstrong and Atlantic Broadband.
And welcome back to Adamson Stadium. As we're about to start the 2015 homecoming game here for Cal U as they host the 25th ranked Clarion Golden Eagles. And I never thought that the first CUTV broadcast of the year that would have a number next to a team would be Clarion. But Damon, this team's been an unbelievable story. As we're going to take a look at the tail of the tape here between these two teams.
Yeah, Clarion really has had an incredible season. I correct myself from earlier. They are 7-0 entering into this game, and you can see the reason why. Scoring 42 points per game. They got 352 passing yards a game, so their offense is clicking. They're doing a good job there, and that turnover margin, plus 11, is incredible. But don't discount the Vulcans. They also have a very good offense, almost 290 yards passing per game and scoring about 28 points per game. So both these teams have pretty high-powered offenses.
And this California team last week against IUP, they did not run a single play in the fourth quarter outside of IUP territory. It was, and they only got 6 points out of that, and they lost 20-15. They had chances. They had 2 chances within the 10-yard line, goal to go, and it ended in an interception and a miss on fourth down. As you see California sporting the black top jerseys and the white pants. Kind of looks like the IUP game from last year for the same color uniform here. But this is homecoming. California, Damon, has not lost a homecoming contest since 2004.
Yeah, and that's boding well for them as far as the history is concerned, and I feel like they're going to come out with their best, especially here for homecoming. Considering they lost the last 2 weeks in heartbreaking losses to their rivals, just like the Coal Bowl, it's going to be interesting. And a thing to watch out for, though, we were talking about earlier, Matt, is the weather. Temperature's right around 60 degrees, but we're going to see that rain start to move into the area as the game goes along, so that's going to have a big factor in this game today.
I feel like it rains every Saturday here in California. It's been a very rainy fall so far as we see the captains for both teams taking the field here. For California, their captains are Jordan Bowman, Gary Brown, Jawan Turner, and the quarterback James Harris. For Clarion, their captains are number 50, Cameron Kress, and also number 41, Corey McNamara.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, again, though, the rest of this game goes on today. What happens? I mean, this Clarion team really hasn't faced that good of a threat. I think the teams that they've faced so far aren't really stacking up against the competition, but the Vulcans are going to give them one heck of a game here today, Matt. I do believe that.
Yeah, and when you look at Clarion's schedule, they started the season with Lockhaven, Millersville, and Cheney, combined 1 win out of those 3. And no one really took them seriously, but then they swept the Erie schools. They beat Seton Hill, as we see. The coin toss was flipped, and looks like Clarion won the toss, and they will receive. So they're going to make a statement right here off the bat. They're taking the ball.
Yeah, they are going to start out the game with the ball, and we talked about that high-powered offense. This rushing attack for Clarion got 200 yards in their game last week against Seton Hill. So we'll see with the weather the way it is, if they're going to come out running the ball against this Vulcan defense, try to gash them for a little bit of yards, or are they going to try to go through the air to start this game off?
And IUP hammered California with over 300 rushing yards last week, and then Clarion, they actually have the reigning PSAC Offensive Player of the Week, Delreese Williams, as you see the California Vulcans taking the field here on Adamson Stadium for the homecoming game. 2 years ago, these California welcomed Clarion for their homecoming game, but it's also great to see, you can tell the Clarion community is realizing this team is something special. This is probably one of the better teams Clarion has seen within the last 20 years. The away section is filled, and there's more people coming in. You can see the tailgate. So, and California also a great crowd as well. The band, as always, here. And then for homecoming, it's always a great turnout despite the weather, even though it's the rain starting to pick up. You see Clarion, kind of a new look for their uniforms. You can see like the old-fashioned number on their helmets, and then I've never seen them in all white like that, so that's a pretty cool color scheme right there.
No, it is a unique look for Clarion, especially with those new numbers on their uniforms and on their helmets even. But you're right, alluding to the crowd here today, Matt. It's a packed side for Clarion over there. We see probably about 20, 25 people filing in right now. And then, of course, the Vulcans side is also packed with fans being homecoming. So it's going to be one heck of an atmosphere here today for this big game for Clarion, who's undefeated, and then the Vulcans trying to answer for those 2 losses last week.
It's a great story because those Clarion fans have gone through so many years of hardship, and now they finally have a reason to be excited. After Cal, they get IEP and Slippery Rocks. It doesn't get any easier than that. As we see California take the field, their place kicker, William Brazil, getting ready to kick this away here. And actually, no, my mistake. That is Ian Patterson. He is he's supposed to be the punter, but he hasn't punted in a couple weeks. They've been using the tandem of backup quarterback Michael Keir and wide receiver Luke Smore, who actually won Special Teams Player of the Week in the PSAC West for an 80-yard punt last week.
Yeah, Kieran Smore have done a good job in that tandem role, being the punter on the special teams unit. So you're right, we haven't really seen that much of Ian Patterson, but he's going to start this game off by kicking the ball off to Clarion and get this thing underway here for the homecoming game.
And now Patterson runs up to the ball, kicks it, and we are underway from Adamson Stadium. It's a high kick, and now Clarion will take it about the 3-yard line here. He gets dropped down immediately there. What a play on special teams, like a Diamond Thomas for California. Comes in here as we take a look at the California front 7.
Yeah, you take a look at that. There is the change, though. Rapchick is not in the lineup today. He is out with an injury, so we got to keep an eye on that as we move along so far. And the Vulcans also in their secondary have a couple of good players back there. Aaron Terry, he's been on a tear pretty much, pardon the pun right there, for most of the season, but this secondary has gotten some turnovers for the Vulcans, done a good job so far this year.
Now Clarion led by their top-ranked quarterback in the PSAC, Connor Simmons. He comes this game 2,434 passing yards. That's second in the PSAC. He lines up with one sidecar, Delreese Williams. He's going to go play action here. He looks over, he's got a man wide open, and he breaks a tackle. That is Kevin Gennaro. He goes out to the 45-yard line. What a start for the Clarion Golden Eagles. You can't get more wide open than that.
Kevin Ginevra just wide open in the middle of the field and making that catch. And here's a look at Clarion's offense. We talked about Connor Simmons leading the PSAC in passer rating, doing a fantastic job with this offense and keeping the pace and also not turning the ball over. And one of the guys that I actually know, Jake Heigl, from my town near me in DuBois, Pennsylvania, also
nice.
On that line.
It's great, and a lot of that Northwest PA influence on this Clarion team. New set of downs here from their own 45-yard line. Simmons out of the shotgun. Williams as his sidecar. He takes a snap. He hands off to Williams. He goes up the middle, makes a man miss, gets to about the 49-yard line, gain of 4 in the play. Will bring up a 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, so Clarion, we wondered what was going to happen, what they were going to open this game with on offense, and they decided to go with the long pass right over the middle of the field. Now they're going to start to go back towards that run game. We'll see how they alternate between those two different styles of offense and what they decide to stick with as the game goes along.
And Clarion has not won at Adamson Stadium since 2000, so they're looking to break that streak. Here on 2nd down and 7. Simmons out of the shotgun again with Williams right next to him. He takes the snap again. Play action. This time he goes over the middle. Intercepted! It's Aaron Terry at the interception. He's got a lane from him. 40-yard line. Trying to follow the blocker for Veal. 20, 15. Down at the 11-yard line. What an interception there by Aaron Terry. It is Terry time.
Who did we mention when we looked at the starters for the Vulcans? Aaron Terry. He has been picking the ball off like crazy so far this season, and he was right there for that pass. It was just thrown right into his breadbasket. As you can see, he was undercutting that route. He got a lot of room to run, went up the field a decent bit. Now the Vulcans with fantastic field position thanks to Aaron Terry.
And Simmons was looking for his tight end, Gage Clark, there on the play and threw it right in the arms of Aaron Terry. And now James Harris comes out here with California in a great field position from the Clarion 11-yard line. Broken eye. Harris hands off Wheeler. He's going to go to the right. Tries to bounce to the outside. Looking for a late penalty. Flag is down. He's knocked down at about the line of scrimmage, so he got nothing, but it looks like we could be a face mask or a holding here.
Wheeler knocked out of bounds pretty hard right there. I have to wait and see what the penalty is on it. Maybe a holding call against the Vulcans as Wheeler was trying to go around that edge on the far side of the field.
And it is holding against California. It's something we've seen. California has done a great job the previous weeks cleaning up the penalties, but right there, the holding penalties kind of looks like early in the season when they got a lot of penalties called against them. And they'll replay first down there. Looks like but let's see if we can see the hold right here. Looks like 78 there, Grant Jones, clear hold.
Yeah, he had definitely had his arms wrapped around the defender right there as he was trying to set the edge for Wheeler, and that is going to back the Vulcans up, and hopefully they're able to avoid penalties like that as we move along through the rest of this game.
But California, they get close to the goal line here, and that's been the story the last 2 weeks. They haven't been able to convert, so we'll see what they do here. 1st down and 20. Harris back to pass. First pass of the day. He rolls to the right and throws it right in the ground. He had no one open there. No one was really there. He was out of the pocket, so no intentional grounding. I'll bring up 2nd down and 20.
Now Derek Fiore was in the area where he threw that ball into the ground. So I guess that was a smart play, though, right there by James Harris. The pressure was coming from Clarion. He had nobody open, nowhere to go. So he just decided to throw that ball down and try to set themselves up now here on second down.
Harris has not thrown a touchdown pass since the Gary Brown in the fourth quarter of the Seton Hill game 3 weeks ago. Now he comes out here with 2 sidecars here on 2nd and 20. Harris back to pass. He looks, he fires. He's got Fiore out in the flat and gets met immediately there by number 22 for the Clarion Golden Eagles, Chris Liberto, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
And the Vulcans trying to go with that short passing game, at least try to make it a little bit more of a manageable 3rd down. Fiore was open in the flat, but 3 Clarion defenders just closed in right away. A big solid hit right there. And now the Vulcans, after the great opportunity the defense set up for them, facing a 3rd and long, got to get the ball at least to the 1st down marker.
Now Harris will line up out of the shotgun here on 3rd and 16. Franklin has his sidecar. 2 receivers split to the far side of the field, and Gary Brown to the near side. Harris back to pass. He looks. He fires. He's looking for Gary Brown. It's a touchdown, California. Harris to Brown. It's 6-0 Vulcans.
And Gary Brown was the last one to catch a touchdown pass from James Harris, like you just said 3 weeks ago. And this time, Harris finds him open in the corner of the end zone in man coverage, and the Vulcans were able to find that. They capitalized on the opportunity the defense set up for him, and they're on the board first.
And I could tell the whole way Harris was looking right at Brown the entire time and found him open. He was able to break away from his defenders. And now we're going to see William Brazil here come on here for the extra point. Ball spotted, kicks away. Kick is good. So California, a statement on their opening drive here on their homecoming game. They go up 7-0 thanks to that man right there, Gary Brown. Stay tuned for more action here on CUTV.
Complete news, entertainment, and sports coverage from around the area, region, and nation is found right here on CUTV News Center every Thursday at 5 p.m. with anchors Jennifer Germano, Zach Prosba, entertainment with Mike Mays, and sports with Matt Hagee. Follow us on YouTube, CUTV News Center, and on Twitter, CUTV_PA, for your complete rebroadcast of your Vulcan sports. News Center airs every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Armstrong and Atlantic Broadband.
Stadium here as California's getting ready to kick off after scoring an opening touchdown thanks to an interception by Aaron Terry that set them up in good field position. As Ian Patterson gets this one away, it will be returned by Kyle Evans. Now Evans gets wrapped up immediately. A great play. Diamond Thomas again. Great special teams play. That's the 2nd straight time he's had a great play on the kickoffs.
Well, the Vulcans overall as a team right now just coming out with a lot of fire and a lot of energy. Special teams play on the 2 kickoffs so far. They stop the kick return right away, and then, of course, the interception on defense, and then the ensuing touchdown. So Vulcans coming out with a lot of fire. We'll see if Clarion can't respond here on this next offensive drive.
Well, they really needed to be after these last couple of weeks. It just has not gone their way. Everything's gone their way. No luck at all, but they make a big statement here against the undefeated Clarion Golden Eagles as Simmons will start from his own 22. Williams as his sidecar. And it'll be play action here. Quick glance, it's Matt Lehman out in the flat and gets tackled there by Quentin Smith, the freshman cornerback from Central Dauphin East, making a nice stop there on Lehman, who scored against California last season on a long pass.
Yeah, this time they were just trying to go out to the flat, try to get a few yards on the play. They were able to do that, but right now the Vulcans defense is on top of these receivers. It looks like they're trying to play tight man coverage so far, and it's paying off. Clarion just can't find those seams yet, but they're going to try to keep looking.
Was able to get a first down and a new set of downs for Clarion here. That's Quentin Smith's first start at defensive back in his Vulcan career as a freshman. Now Simmons goes back to pass here on first down. He's got Williams out in the flat. Makes the man miss. He gets out to about the 47-yard line and a new set of downs. So quick 2 first downs for Clarion as they move along here.
And that's where Williams can be dangerous right there. He catches a pass right over the middle of the field, and once he gets a little bit of room, he can use that speed and that quickness, as you saw right there, to gain yards after the catch. He catches a good block right there and is able to pick up and ensuing about 10 more yards after that. So that's a dangerous weapon to have if you're Clarion.
That was actually Kyle Evans there on the reception. I could not see where they were going there. You see, he lined up as Simmons' sidecar, but now Williams is back as Simmons' sidecar here on first down and 10 from the Clarion 47-yard line. Simmons, do a hard count. He takes a snap, back to pass. He looks, he fights. Now this is going to be Williams' screen. He's got a big lane in front of him in the California territory. First down, runs with his own man, gets tackled at about the 35-yard line here. So Clarion's offense, 3 first downs, 3 big plays to start this drive.
Well, we had the wrong player the first initial play on that last pass, but this time Williams proving what I had said before. He gets that open space, and he uses it and just tries to get as many yards after the catch as he can. And Clarion now into the Vulcans' territory for the first time today.
Clarion now at California 35-yard line here with 11:19 left here in the first quarter. Simmons out of the shotgun, really trying to work that hard count there. Now he looks to his sideline. Goes down here, first down and 10. He takes the snap, back pass, quick pass. That's Evans. He gets wrapped in there. I feel he looks like he loses the ball, and it looks like they will call it incomplete there. I don't think Evans ever had any possession of that ball. It will be up incomplete.
Yeah, Evans, I think he got his hands on that ball right as he was getting tackled. It was a bang-bang play, and I just don't think he had possession of the ball. We're going to see on the replay right here, as he was hit, the ball just came right back out. It was knocked out of his hands right there by Chaz Veal, so that is an incomplete pass, and the Vulcans almost, though, had a turnover right there.
Great play by Chaz Veal there on first down. It's still second down and 10. Simmons out of the shotgun again. He goes back to pass. He looks. He fires. He's got Lehman close to a first down. He's wrapped up there by Jordan Bowman. So Lehman makes the second catch of this drive. Damon, Simmons didn't even move a muscle throwing that ball.
No, you'll see it right here on the replay. He just gets the snap and just turns to his left and throws that ball over. Simmons is using his play calling abilities and his game management skills so far, just like we talked about in the open, to just move Clarion methodically down the field, gain those little chunks of yardage, and so far it's paying off for them as they're down inside the 30-yard line with a third and about 2 left to go. 3rd and 2. First time today we're going to see Simmons line up under center. Now back up into the shotgun. Williams is his sidecar. Takes the snap. He'll hand off to Williams. He cuts the left side. He'll take the first down and more. 15, 10, down to the 5-yard line. Del Reese Williams will set Clarion up 1st and goal. And Williams got that edge set for him, and he was able to take advantage of it. And he also used a sidestep move right there to get around a couple of defenders and continue to move up the field. So Clarion's offense now on a roll right here. The Vulcans got to try to make a goal line stand to keep this thing in their, keep the lead for themselves. Now, California, they struggled early on against the running game of IUP, but they were able to settle down for the most part, despite giving up all those rushing yards. IUP only got 20 points, 1 touchdown in the second half. Now, 1st and goal down from the 5. Simmons will line up under center. He'll go to Williams, cuts to the right side, throws off him, man. That's Errol Brewster. Continues to fight. It finally goes down, loses a yard at the 6-yard line. Damon, that could have been a lot worse. That could have been. The Vulcans defense was in the backfield on that play and had Williams' number right there, trying to keep him back behind that 5-yard line. As you can see right here, he was contacted with right there near the line of scrimmage, and then the Vulcan defenders just began to swarm as it took about 4 or 5 guys to bring him down. He almost lost the ball there. Hey, that ball almost slipped out of his grasp, but he was able to get it back in. So break for Clarion there. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 6. Simmons will be out of the shotgun. 4 receivers split out, 3 to the far side, 1 to the near. He goes back to pass. He looks. Williams on the screen. Hits him in the helmet. He loses it. Almost intercepted there. So that ball was bouncing every which and where on that last play. And if you're a Clarion player or a fan, you were holding your breath on that play right there. That ball went off of, I believe, somebody's helmet on this play. Take a look at the replay, and it was just bouncing up in the air. Could have easily been an interception for the Vulcans. Just nobody in the vicinity of that ball. It bounced off of Williams' helmet, through his hands, and almost in the hands of Quentin Smith. And almost a near turnover for Clarion. So now 3rd down and goal. On the 6-yard line. Simmons will go under center. And Williams behind him. Back to pass. He's going. He's got his man. Touchdown, Clarion. Kevin Ginevro and the Golden Eagles strike right back. And that was just a simple slant route going over towards the middle of the field from the far side right there. And Connor Simmons was in sync with his receiver right here, just got it to him. There was contact at the 1-yard line. The Vulcans almost able to keep Clarion out of the end zone, but Ginevro diving over that goal line and getting Clarion on the board with a chance to tie this thing up. And it looked like Vondell Bell, who was covering, was giving him a lot of cushion. That was able to get him the ball and right by the goal line.
So now Clarion will go, he'll send their kicker, Phil Esposito. I appreciate that name, much like the former Phil Frost and Bruin. And he'll come here, he will tie this game with the extra point at 7. So after California scored, Clarion responds right back to tie this game here at 7. Stay tuned for more action here on CUTV.
Catch all the excitement under the Friday night lights with CUTV's high school football game of the week. You have the best seats in the house as the area's longest running high school football telecast, now in its 29th season, brings you the area's biggest games. Don't forget to watch the replay on CUTV, Sundays at 8 and Thursdays at 5:30.
And welcome back to Adamson Stadium as the Clarion Golden Eagles are getting ready to kick off this ball after tying the game at 7. You see Chaz Veal here doing a little dance, getting ready to return this kick. He's got his teammate Jimmy Wheeler right next to him as well. But Damon, that was a great drive there by Clarion to tie this game at 7.
That was. They methodically moved down the field. They controlled the clock. They controlled the tempo. And they were able to move right on down the field and tie this thing up just to answer the Vulcans. Esposito
hits a long kick here, and almost the players collide. Field will take it. He's at the 15-yard line, gets to about the 19, gets thrown back from there. So good coverage there for Clarion. A lot of good special teams coverage here. So now we get to see this California offense as a full, and you can see their backs and receivers here, led by their senior quarterback, James Harris, who finally broke that touchdown passing streak, throwing to Gary Brown for California's first touchdown.
Yeah, it was good to see Harris finally throw a touchdown for the first time in a few weeks. And again, our player to watch, Jimmy Wheeler, is not on there, but he will play a factor in this game. And then you take a look at the offensive line. Tyler Pearson, Zach Moorhead, some of these guys protecting Harris from possibly getting any sacks.
And Wheeler had the first carry of the game as well as Harris will go back to pass. He's got Smorey. Smorey out to about the 31-yard line and picks up a first down for California, and a good start for the Vulcans here.
And Smorey without any gloves on his hands. He's one of the only receivers on the Vulcans that does that. Always reliable through the slot, that time on a slant route going right over the middle of the field. And a quick first down for the Vulcans as they try to pick up their pace and answer back to Clarion.
And this is Clarion's front six right here. As California gets this play over here, this is John Franklin. Franklin's got a first down as well. So just like Clarion did on their last drive, California starts off this drive with 2 straight first downs.
Yeah, and again, the same as Clarion with a passing play first and then a rushing play right after that. So they're mixing it up. They're trying to keep Clarion on their toes, and so far it is working.
And Damon, John Franklin has scored in every game this year, 7 straight games. He's got 10 on the season. Harris will start here on 1st and 10, back to pass. He looks, he fires, he's got Scott over the middle, wide open. Scott in stride, one man to beat, breaks a tackle, falls down at the 3-yard line. And James Harris hits quad Scott right on the button and sets up California here 1st and goal.
Yeah, Adam Lynch was the man on the coverage for Clarion. He was about 1 to 2 steps behind Scott. Once Scott was able to get a hold of that ball, he had those couple of steps on Lynch, but he wasn't able to get quite to the end zone as he was tripped up. But a huge game for the Vulcans, and from 3 plays, Matt, the Vulcans already down to the 2-yard line with a chance to get the lead back.
So that'll be 1st and goal here for California with 8:05 left here. And now California looks to continue, and the rain is picking up as Damon, I can see you doing that little hand motion. But now, be an I formation here for California. John Franklin looking to continue his touchdown streak. He gets the ball, goes to the right side, plows his way. Let's see what they call it. Touchdown, California. John Franklin, his 8th straight game with a touchdown. California takes the lead.
Talk about a tremendous season for John Franklin. This guy just continues to find a way to get in the end zone, especially down but around the 1 or the 2-yard line. He just uses his size and his strength and follows his line to go straight into the end zone, and the Vulcans get another touchdown right off the bat. 7:46 left in the first quarter. A lot of scoring so far.
Yes, there is. A lot of scoring. California, 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. William Brazil with the extra point. That's good. California 14, Clarion 7. Buckle up, folks. This looks like this is going to be a shootout at good old Adamson Stadium here for California homecoming. Stay tuned for more action here on CUTV.
The Multimedia Access Center is an open lab where California University students can work on an assignment, attend a workshop, print a document for class, or take advantage of a variety of services such as large format printing, web development, and graphic design. Located in the renovated Natali Student Center across from the student bookstore, the Mac Lab is also your home for OrgSync support and services. For hours of operation or for more information, stop by the Mac Lab, visit our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
And welcome back to Adamson Stadium here as Eden Patterson's getting ready to kick this off as California has responded really quickly to the last Clarion touchdown to make it 14-7. And with 7:46 left here, got a lot of scoring here so far. Patterson, high kick. This will be returned by Gerard Moore, and he cuts to the left side. He's got a lane for second. He'll get run out of bounds at about the 19-yard line. So that's where Clarion will start, and Damon on that last drive. Clarion, great protection. We saw a lot of Del Reese Williams on that drive, led by Connor Simmons. But the way these offenses are going, it looks like the rain's playing no effect on these offenses so far.
No, the Vulcans moved down the field on that last drive in 4 plays to get to the end zone. Now the rain is really starting to pick up, so it will be interesting to see if we see a few more turnovers possibly, especially in the rushing attack for both of these teams, because that ball is going to be very slick as we move forward through this game.
And you could see that especially Del Reese Williams was struggling holding on to the ball. He almost lost the ball carrying the ball, and then it went off his helmet, off his fingertips, and almost led to an interception. So Clarion will start here at their own 18. Simmons out of the shotgun, and Williams as a sidecar. And looks like he'll gain the Williams. Gets to the left side and gets wrapped up immediately. Cameron Tarver with a great play in the backfield to drop Williams for a loss.
Well, Tarver just forced his way into the backfield right there, got around his man, and was able to get Williams for a loss right there. He tried to set the edge and go to that far side of the field, but he had nowhere to go. And the Vulcans stopped Clarion for a loss of 2 on that play.
And Damon, this has been a breakout season for Cameron Tarver. Normally he was a backup to Errol Brewster, and now he wanted over Errol Brewster the starting job, but Errol Brewster looks like he's on the other side of the line. I think he's got the start over Lardani today. So now 2nd down and 12 is a loss of 2. Simmons out of the shotgun again. He takes the snap, back to pass, avoids a man, now gets dropped down in the backfield for California. That is number 52, Avery Bose on that play.
And the Vulcans defense was just in Simmons' face. He's been trying to read this defense for the most part today. He's tried to use that hard count to pick up on any of the blitzes the Vulcans might be running. That time he wasn't able to do that. And 4 guys were in the backfield for the Vulcans right there. And now Clarion, 3rd and long right here.
And that was actually Justin Baker there on the sack. And we haven't seen a lot of him playing this year. So a great sack for him. First sack of the game. As Clarion now 3rd down and long, 3rd and 17. Oh, Simmons bobbles the snap, back to pass, under pressure again, throws off a man, still under pressure, running around and gets dropped down. Jawan Turner and company dropping him down at about the 2-3 yard line here. And looks like Justin Baker is going to get credited with the sack again.
Justin Baker's been in that backfield these last 2 plays, and there is the weather playing an effect on the game already. Simmons almost lost that football, and because of that, he had to reset himself. But by the time he did, that Vulcans defense was everywhere in the backfield, and they sack him for a huge loss. And now Clarion's going to have to punt out of the back of their own end zone.
And yeah, that play was a disaster from as soon as he lost the back. But now this is going to be dangerous here. Dangerous for Clarion. He's going to be watching himself. This is Jordan Craddy back at the end zone. He's got to watch he doesn't step out of bounds.
And the Vulcans had 2 blocked punts last weekend, or 2 weeks ago, I apologize, against Slippery Rock.
Got it off here. Terry Wool call for a fair catch here at the 34 yard line. So California again is going to have another great field position there. Good stop for California's defense. And here's some numbers when that California offense has the ball.
Now we took a look at that early in the tail of the tape as far as what the Vulcans offense has been able to do, almost 450 yards per game. But then that Clarion defense, they haven't been as stellar as you would imagine. They've allowed about 21 points per game and a lot of passing yards as well. So it's a decent matchup for the Vulcans, who have a high-powered offense against Clarion defense that may or may not come out with a lot of intensity and stop any offense normally.
And this Clarion defense has had a great season, among one of the best in the PSAC. But on the test so far here today is John Franklin takes a step, goes well right up the middle there, close to a first down. I think he's got it and more. So John Franklin, 2 good runs to start this game, move the chains.
Oh, Franklin just looks focused in today. He's gotten a couple of runs for almost 10 yards apiece, and then of course he just had the touchdown on that last drive. So he's had a good start to his game. He could possibly reel off another 100-yard game. We'll have to wait and see.
As we're about to go under 5 minutes here in the first quarter, California now at the Clarion 23-yard line. Harris back to pass, play action, screen pass. Gary Brown makes a man miss to the 15-yard line, drag it down at the 14-yard line. So Gary Brown, a lot of looseness, picks up 9 yards on the play there.
That was an interesting setup on the offensive scheme right there for the Vulcans. They had 2 running backs in the backfield. They faked to both of them as they crisscrossed to block, and they got that pass out to Brown, who just used his evasiveness and speed to get up the field and get close to another first down.
Now Harris 2-back set here. He's going to hand to Fiore. Cuts to the right side. Now back up the middle. He's got the first down inside the 10-yard line. So California once again will be set up first and goal.
And as the rain continues to actually fall harder here as we move along, I like what we're seeing so far, Matt. The fact that the Vulcans are using a bunch of different players so far on this offense. Smorey, Fiore, Brown, Franklin. We've heard a lot of names so far today. They're spreading the wealth as far as the offense goes.
Now California will come out here in a broken eye as James Harris will line up here with Brandon Bowman as his fullback and Jimmy Wheeler as his tailback. Now Wheeler goes to the middle, makes a man miss. Trying to fight his way forward at about the 3-yard line here. So decent run. Looks like a gain of 5 for Jimmy Wheeler. Sets up a second down and goal.
And Jimmy Wheeler, like always, fighting for every single yard that he can get. He goes right into the middle of that pile of defenders right there and tries to force his way through. He didn't want to go down either. The pile stayed up for at least another 10 seconds or so. But the Vulcans now down within about 3 or 4 yards of the end zone. You might want to think about giving it to Franklin again right here.
Now California, another broken eye. This time Ryan McCauley in the game at fullback. And Wheeler still behind Harris. Second down and goal from the 3. And it'll go deep hand off the Wheeler. Tries to get the left side. Cuts it back upfield. Extends the ball. Down at the 1-yard line. Looks like, and we're going to see probably on the replay here, Damon, that Wheeler's knee might have hit right before he extended the ball.
Either way, that was an incredible run by Wheeler. You see he was surrounded by Clarion defenders the whole time, and it does look like his knee was down right before he extended that ball over the goal line. So great effort right there. But now the Vulcans face a critical third down on the 1-yard line, trying to get another touchdown and put them up by 2 scores.
John Franklin enters the backfield here. I formation, third down and goal from the 1. He hands to Franklin. He goes in the end zone. Touchdown, California. 20-7 for the Vulcans. What a start here on homecoming.
Man, it looked like the seas just parted right there for Franklin. You saw he went for that hole right up the middle, and it just opened up for him without any issues. He went pretty much untouched into the end zone. 2 touchdowns on the day already, and the Vulcans, again, coming out with some fire, up by 2 scores now against Clarion.
You're right. A very motivated team and taking care of the mistakes they had in the red zone the past 2 weeks so far. 3 for 3. Brazil, kick is up. Kick is good. So California up 21-7 over the unbeaten Clarion Golden Eagles. Can they continue this success? Stay tuned for more action here on CUTV.
Save preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car. More music in the door. More music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation. Playing Cal U's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL Power 92.
Welcome back to Adamson Stadium here as California has extended their lead over Clarion 21-7. John Franklin with 2 rushing touchdowns in this first quarter. There's about 2:46 left here in the first quarter. Ian Patterson back to kick here, and this California team making a huge statement coming out guns blazing. You can see if they continue it here in the driving rain. Patterson, high wobbly kick. Looks like it's going to drive. It's going to drive Kyle Evans in the end zone here. He's got to make a man miss at the 20, cuts to the left side. Penalty flag is down So this one most likely will be coming back. A decent return from Kyle Evans as he was pushed to the end zone.
Yeah, that might be a block on the kick return, and that looks like what it's going to be as the referee is signaling it on the field. A little bit of chippiness right there. After the kick, or after the player was down right there, there was a little bit of chippiness as well. We saw a couple of guys getting shoved around as bodies were pretty much flying everywhere, as Clarion just trying to get any yards they can, try to set themselves up to get back into this game.
And considering they were pushed back by 2 California sacks, and indeed an illegal block in the back, so Clarion's not going to have bad field position to start. Looks like they're going to start at their own 8-yard line here. So with the pressure California's been getting, and this is when Clarion's had the ball, they've been destroying defenses left and right with that offense of theirs.
Oh, it's unbelievable. They're getting about 500 yards a game on average so far in their first 7 games. So this offense has been phenomenal. But the Vulcans defense, again, they do give up some yards. They usually bend but don't break, and they get those critical turnovers. And so far, we've already seen one of those today.
A good start here is Connor Simmons. Hands off to Delreese Williams, and he gets wrapped up after about a gain of 3 yards on the play there. So Williams will get set up about a 2nd down and 7. But you're right. I mean, this Clarion offensive line was battered by California, most notably Justin Baker, who's come out of nowhere in this game. I don't think I've called his name once all season. He's come in here, and now he's on the starting defensive line for the Vulcans, and he's making Clarion pay so far. Now, Simmons out of the shotgun again. Williams' sidecar, 4 receivers, split out to each side, 3 to the near. Now this is Williams again, cuts back in the middle. He's got a hole, breaking tackle, still going, gets a first down, a much-needed first down for Clarion here as he needed that one, made some nice moves there as well.
Oh, much-needed first down for Clarion, but back to your point a little bit, Matt, you're right. So far, the Vulcans have done a very good job at getting in the backfield against Clarion. They've been disguising their blitzes and their coverages so far, and that's what's been able to help them get into the backfield. So it's very good to see that front 7 for the Vulcans getting those sacks.
Now Simmons again out of the shotgun here. New set of downs. 1:40 left here in the first quarter. Simmons back to pass. He's looking deep, well overthrown. He was looking for his intended tight end, Zach Dietrich, there on the play, but well overthrown his head.
And you have to wonder a little bit with the pressure that Simmons has been seeing. And again, right there, the Vulcans were putting the pressure on from the edges. That may have rushed his throat just a little bit so that he overthrew his receiver, or even that ball could have slipped out of his hand. A number of factors could have caused that ball to go over his receiver's head.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 10 here for the Golden Eagles. It's getting down towards the end of the first quarter here. Simmons will line up out of the shotgun, as he's been doing most of this game with Williams next to him as his sidecar. Simmons back to pass. He looks under pressure again. He throws it and throws it away here. He was under pressure again. Cameron Tarver was bearing down on Simmons, and he just had to get that ball away without getting sacked.
Well, for a second from our angle, it looked like Aaron Terry almost could have possibly had an opportunity to get an interception right there. He was running after that ball, just trying to maybe take a diving attempt at it, but right now, yeah, Simmons just under pressure, and he has nowhere to go with it, just trying to get that ball out as quick as he can and avoid getting sacked again.
So now 3rd down and 10 for Clarion. From their own 22-yard line here, Simmons again out of the shotgun. He has 2 receivers split to the near side of the field and 1 to the far. Simmons goes back to pass. He looks under pressure from Errol Brewster. He gets it off, and he gets it to Williams. Williams out in the flat, trying to get the first down. He gets knocked out of bounds here, and Clarion will be forced to punt again.
I'm sure Clarion will take that pass and that gain on the play, because that was a very good pressure by the Vulcans, almost another sack, and he was able to get it out to Williams on the play as he was wide open on that far side of the field. But good job by the Vulcans to stop him right there, and Brewster again in that backfield, forcing Simmons to get rid of that ball quickly.
So once again, Jordan Craddy coming out here for Clarion. A little bit better spot than he was in the last punt. He was in the end zone here. And he'll take a high snap and gets it off here. A wobbly low kick, and it's going to take a bounce. Looks like Terry thinking about picking it up and finally falls on it. Aaron Terry very hesitant, and here, especially in wet conditions, you can't really take chances like that and just decide what you want.
And Matt, let's take a look real quick at the PSAC West standings. We talked about Clarion on top of those standings coming into this one 7-0, 4-0 in the PSAC West, and California coming in at 4-3. Those 2 tough losses in the past 2 weeks. They're trying to climb their way back up the standings, and today would be a big statement game if they could beat Clarion.
And IUP gets Slippery Rock tonight from Mahalik Thompson Stadium. That's going to be a massive matchup, big rival between these 2 teams as California starts here 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line, and Gannon traveling down to Seton Hill. They started at the time of our game as Harris goes back to pass. He looks over the head. He was looking for Smorey there, and Harris not even close to hitting Luke Smorey on the flat there.
And I think the ball getting a little bit more slick with this rain is affecting both quarterbacks, as that time Harris overthrew his intended target right there in Smorey. So the rain is having a factor on this game, but so far the Vulcans have done a great job at still getting into the end zone. And with just about 50 seconds in this first quarter, they could possibly make it a 3-score game.
And what a story that would be. California coming out here. He'll have John Franklin as his sidecar. James Harris over the head is James Harris with the snap. Looks like he gets it back and saves Calamity there. But you're right, Damon. I didn't see it at first, but as the rain's gotten harder, the ball's getting very slippery. And looks like that was a bad snap from the California center.
That could have been a big momentum shift right there if the Vulcans would have turned that ball over, given Clarion the ball right about the 20-yard line. If they were able to get in the end zone after that, heck, this is a new game. They're only down by 1 score, so good shot by Harris to dive on that ball as quick as he could, and now at the very least, try to at least gain some yards back and punt the ball to Clarion in manageable field position.
This is 3rd down and 19. California has scored on every drive so far in this first quarter, and looks like it'll be the last play of the first quarter. Here's Franklin. They'll just go conservative. Cuts it to the left side. He's got a lane in front of him and gets knocked out at about the 13-yard. Penalty flag is down here, so we'll see. 2 flags have come down here with 2 seconds left here in the first quarter. We'll see. That could play a big effect here on the drive.
Yeah, this may benefit California right here. I'm not sure who the call is going to be on, but if this is against Clarion, this could give the Vulcans a new set of downs and good field position going into the second quarter.
Now, I saw number 25, Connor Scott for Clarion, was really getting in the face of a California player, so I don't know if they call a personal foul on that. I mean, he was really fired up after that play.
And Clarion has been getting very aggressive of late, especially as this first quarter has gone on, and they've been down by 2 scores. I think they're not used to being down like this so far, so the chippiness is starting to show a little bit in their play.
And for Clarion there, you had California stopped, finally had him stopped, and then a possible penalty here, a personal foul it could be, we'll see what the call is, that could wipe out and give California a new set of life here as we're about to start the second quarter.
Yeah, if you're Clarion, I know you're down by 2 scores and it's frustrating, but you can't make those mistakes if you want to try to get back into this game. If this does give the Vulcans a new first down, then it's just a big momentum shift back into the hands of California.
So we'll see. It looks like this will be against Clarion with California's reaction. Let's see the call. And with that personal foul that goes against Clarion after the play, it gives California an automatic first down, a devastating mistake for Clarion. So let's see right here what happens. Franklin goes to the outside. There's the hold. That was a good call there. On our replay, I couldn't see what happened, but I saw 2 Clarion players down, really fired up and getting in the face of California players. So there could have been a late hit there, Damon.
Yeah, any other penalty on that play, if it's not a personal foul, they would just offset, and the Vulcans would punt the ball back to Clarion. But because it's a personal foul after the play, that automatically goes against Clarion. The Vulcans penalty does not matter, and that just sets up the Vulcans with a new first down.
And that will be the end of the first quarter here. They'll take the time off, and we'll start the second quarter with California leading 21-7 over Clarion on their homecoming. Can they keep it up? Stay tuned for the second quarter here on CUTV.
First published in the 1880s, the California Times is the oldest student media at California University. Circulating 3,000 issues weekly on campus and in the surrounding community, the Times' mission is to deliver fair and balanced news to the student population of California University. All students are welcome to be a part of the California Times. Our offices are located in the Natali Student Union. Keep up to date with the Times online at www.caltimes.org, Facebook, and follow us on Twitter.
quarter between Clarion and California and Damon. California up 21-7 as we see the Cal U marching band here in their raincoat uniforms. They performed in the homecoming parade earlier today. It's great seeing them out there, and they'll be the backdrop of the homecoming scene at halftime here. But that first quarter of California was all Vulcans, and a Clarion personal foul on the last play gives California a new set of downs.
That gives new life to this offensive drive, and the Vulcans can definitely take that because they are up by 2 scores. But again, against a good team like Clarion, you're going to want to add on as many points as you can.
Now Harris goes back pass. He's going for the home run for Gary Brown's underthrown and intercepted. James Harris has been caught doing that many times this year, and he's picked off on the first play of the second quarter by Miles Edmonds, and a big turnover for Clarion.
And that shift of momentum that the Vulcans just got from that personal foul and automatic first down gets taken away right off the bat as Harris underthrew this one. I don't know if he was just trying to gauge where Brown was going to be, but with those 2 defenders right back there, it was an easy pickings for Clarion, and it's going to set them up really well so far to try to answer back and get this thing within 1 score.
And they let Clarion off the hook there after that penalty. But, I mean, Harris, how many times have we seen that this year? Harris has just not been accurate at all. It just throws the passes, and it's basically a gimme for the defenses. So Clarion will have new life here and momentum from their own 29-yard line. Simmons out of the shotgun. And he takes a high snap here, hands it to Williams. Williams goes up the middle, gets to about the 34-yard line here. It's a gain of 5 and a decent game on first down there for Clarion, who seemed distraught after that, giving up that personal foul, but getting the ball back here. And they finally stopped California. The 3 previous drives for California, all touchdowns.
And now if you're the Vulcans, you hate to put the pressure on your defense, but the Vulcans defense has done a very good job against this high-powered Clarion offense so far today. We'll see, even after the mistake from the offense, can they capitalize and keep Clarion right where they are?
Now Simmons, he'll hand up to Williams. He gets wrapped up in the backfield there. Looks like Diamond Thomas, who made some great plays on special teams, breaks into the backfield and wraps Williams up there for a loss.
I'm pretty sure you've called Thomas's name quite a few times so far today here, Matt. He's gotten in that backfield against Clarion a lot. Matter of fact, I believe he's got a couple of tackles for loss against this rushing attack of Clarion, so he's having a big game so far.
Yeah, he's got 3 tackles, including with those special teams tackles as well. So now 3rd down and 8 for the Clarion Golden Eagles. Trying to get a big first down here. He's got trips to the receivers to the near side of the field and 1 split out to the near side. Williams is a sidecar. Simmons takes a snap, stands in the pocket, throws, almost intercepted. He was looking over the middle there for Mark Nicholas, and he was not even close on that play. And California's defense stands tall after the interception.
It didn't seem like on that play that Connor Simmons was in sync with any of his receivers, at least on that near side of the field. They both seemed to just stop up right after the play got started, and the Vulcans defenders almost had another easy interception because of it. And that is a big stop for the Vulcans even after the interception. Keeps the score where it's at, and they get the ball right back.
So now for the 3rd time today, we see Jordan Craddy for Clarion. And he takes the snap, gets the punt off. It's a wobbly low kick again. Looks like Terry will take it off the bounce, and here he goes. Cuts it to the outside of the field, breaks a couple tackles, and finally gets yanked down at the 44-yard line there. So Aaron Terry making some nice moves, and we saw him run a 98-yard punt return back on the last play in the Shippensburg game. But here's the PSAC East here. A big developments in the PSAC East today. Bloomsburg leading the way 19-0. Bloomsburg was trailing the last time I saw Westchester on the road. And if Westchester, this creates a big mess here because Shippensburg beat Westchester last week. Shippensburg lost to Bloomsburg, and East Stroudsburg was losing 20-0 to Kutztown today. So I don't know what to think of the PSAC East.
PSAC East is just one big group at the top right there. They're all beating each other when they go head-to-head, so who knows who's going to come out of the PSAC East on top.
But for the PSAC East, with all those records beating up on each other, they might need to win the conference to get a team in the regional playoffs. As Jimmy Wheeler gives California a first down here in the Clarion territory. We haven't seen a lot of Jimmy Wheeler since the first drive of the game, but Wheeler shows his elusiveness to get the first down.
Well, despite the fact that we haven't really seen him very much in a lot of John Franklin so far in this game, when Wheeler does get in there, like in this play, he goes for those 10 or 11 yards with his speed, so he makes the most of his opportunities, and right there gets the first down of this drive for the Vulcans.
Now California in a 3-back set. We've been seeing this a lot out of the Vulcans. First time we've seen it today. Now Wheeler again goes to the left side. This time Clarion was ready for him there. He might have got a yard, if that, on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 9 for California here. So trying to establish the run. I don't know, after that long pass that was completely, I think, taken by the wind and the rain and caused the interception, to see California maybe try to establish the ground game a little bit more.
I was just about to say that. I think after the interception, the Vulcans are going to try to establish that rushing attack and try to gain yards that way. And that time, I think Clarion's picking up on it and trying to stop that as quick as they can to force the Vulcans into throwing the football.
Now Harris, he's got a broken eye here. Play action. We screen pass here. Kawan Scott. And a good tackle there. That's the Miles Edmonds who made the interception. He wasn't fooled by the moves by Kawan Scott. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 8 on the play.
Well, Miles Edmonds just went right after his man, Kawan Scott, right there. He avoided the man trying to get the block right there. That was Zach Moorhead trying to set the block for the Vulcans, but a great play right there. And Clarion now has the Vulcans 3rd and 10. They can make a stop right here.
Yeah, Damon, that was a bad spot. Kawan Scott did not get forward progress on the play, and it brings up a 3rd and 10 here. So now California, Harris out of the shotgun. And it looks like Clarion's showing blitz, and they back off. We see California here has Fiore as his sidecar. And here they go. It looks like a couple California offensive linemen moved well before the snap here for Harris. So now this is going to back California up even more here on 3rd down. And that'll be 3rd down and 15 for California. And it only backs California up even more here and makes it 3rd down tougher.
On that play, I noticed that the Vulcans were trying to read the blitz that Clarion was trying to send their way, and the play clock was winding down very fast. It was down to about 5 seconds, and that's when Harris realized it, tried to snap the ball as quickly as he could, and the Vulcans just reacted too quickly for the false start. Now they do have to tack on that extra 5 yards, and it's a 3rd and 15.
So 11:20 left here in the 2nd quarter. James Harris out of his shotgun. He's got Fiore as his sidecar. 3rd and 15. Harris gets back to pass. Penalty flag's down. Harris gets dropped. So we'll see what the penalty there is. It will be a sack if it is on California. But now we see multiple flags here. And even if it goes against California, it will be, Clarion will probably decline the penalty.
Yeah, that first initial flag came from the referee on the near side of the field. It's a legal motion, I get, on the Vulcans that time, and Clarion does decline it.
So legal formation there will be called. There's too many people in the backfield, but this is a great sack here for Clarion. We talk about California's offensive line problems have been well documented many times. Harris, especially the first time today, California will punt, and they will use their fun little formation they have with Luke Smorey and Michael Keir, and it's a low snap, and Keir, the backup quarterback, will get it off a low wobbly kick here. And it'll take a Clarion bounce. California's got to wrap that one up before it lose any more yards than that. So not a great punt. And Clarion will start from their own 36-yard line here. So California drive that started great with Jimmy Wheeler. And in the PSAC schedule here today, Mercyhurst defeated Edinburgh for their first conference win of the season in the PSAC West. Shippensburg at Cheney, East Stroudsburg at Kutztown, Lockhaven at Millersville, Bloomsburg at Westchester, and then our game today, Gannon at Seton Hill. In the 3rd quarter here, it's about to start for Westchester up 19-7 on Bloomsburg. So some big jockeying here in the PSAC East. And last time I checked, Kutztown was defeating East Stroudsburg.
And you can't forget about that game tonight as well. Indiana at Slippery Rock. That's going to be a big game tonight to cap it all off in this week's action in the PSAC.
Now Simmons goes back to pass. He's going for the home run here. Incomplete on the play. Good coverage down here by Vondell Bell. It'll be incomplete.
And that is a tough coverage to try to work with Vondell Bell that time. Man coverage going down the field on a deep pass. He was able to not interfere with the receiver whatsoever. That was a great throw right there by Connor Simmons. But again, great defense for the Vulcans. And they'll set up a 2nd down now for Clarion.
So an update in that Kutztown East Stroudsburg game. Kutztown up 42-17 over East Stroudsburg. So Kutztown is adding to making the top of the PSAC East a mess as Clarion comes out here on 2nd down and 10. Simmons out of the shotgun. He takes the snap, hands off. Williams goes up the middle. He's got a lane in front of him, breaks a couple tackles. First down and 10. He was just patient enough to find the lane and get the first down for Clarion.
When we talked about Williams in this rushing attack for Clarion having such a big week last week, and we really haven't seen them do all that well so far in this game. The Vulcans defense able to penetrate the backfield and stop that rushing attack from ever getting off the ground, but that time a big run by Williams, and that may shift the momentum back into the Clarion offense's favor.
And especially here, this is starting to look like the IUP game last week. California's offense started out really sharp. In the second quarter, things good. Has a high snap here. Williams gets the ball again, plows forward, and gets about 3 on the play to set up second down and 7. But with California's offense starting to sputter again, now Clarion's going to have to take advantage here because they have offensive players. They've been able to work and get yardage even with getting stopped by California a lot, especially after their last touchdown drive.
Well, the good thing is at least the Vulcans came out with a lot of firepower early on. They already have more points than they scored last week against IUP. So, and also Harris gets his first touchdown pass in 3 weeks, which is another big step for that Vulcans offense.
Indeed it is. And Simmons back here in the shotgun takes the snap. Back to pass. He's got good time. He looks. He fires. He's got Lehman. He's wide open. Makes the man miss. That's Quentin Smith. Spins through Jordan Bowman. Knocked out of bounds. Thrown more deep out of bounds. They could call a penalty here. They will. Now, that's too late. I think they got to call that right away.
Yeah, I thought they were going to call it right away. Lehman just would not go down, and when they finally were able to drag him out of bounds, the Vulcan players decided to go in for a late hit or two, and the referees did hesitate until Clarion players decided to say something.
Call it away. Call it right away. I mean, he was hit out of bounds, but now Clarion's going to get great field position here, looking to cut into their lead. And now in a discussion,
Yeah, maybe the referees aren't quite in agreement with this one because of how late the penalty was called. They may not call this, but I'm not so sure what's going to happen.
It'll be a dead bow. And they'll call it here on Devontae Suber, and they're dragging him out of bounds. So Clarion here is going to be set up nicely. And I saw Devontae Suber down there. I don't even know. Let's take a look at the replay here. It's a good play. Bad coverage here on Matt Lehman. He's wide open. I don't even see Devontae Suber in the picture here. Maybe he comes in late. And he finally gets thrown out of bounds. Yeah, I didn't see Suber at all on that play.
He was in the picture at the very end, just standing there as Clarion's player was thrown down to the ground. Maybe he said something, I'm not quite sure, but as far as it looked right there, the referee seemed hesitant, really didn't know if they wanted to make that call.
Simmons, quick pass, loft pattern, looking for his man, touchdown! My goodness, what a touchdown there. That is the second touchdown by Kevin Ginevro, and Clarion gets a much-needed touchdown.
And their sideline's going crazy after that one right there, but Kevin Ginevro, give him credit. That thing was up in the air forever, and on top of that, he had a defender in his face, blocking his vision, but he was still able to keep his hands up. It falls right into his breadbasket, and he's able to make the catch. And Clarion now has the momentum in their favor, are only down by 1 score.
There's nothing they could really do about that. That was decent coverage, but Simmons just put it in the right spot where only his receiver could catch it here, and Clarion gets a much-needed touchdown. Esposito will come on here for the extra point. Ball spotted, and we're going to have a penalty flag. And now Esposito gets plowed over at the end. I don't know, that was pretty unnecessary.
Yeah, that play was broken off from the beginning when that flag was thrown, and I think the chippiness is starting to really pick up between these two teams.
Oh, it is. So Clarion will try this again. He'll back him up 5 yards. And Damon, who knows? Another extra point attempt. Things could get weird on this play, and Clarion will try again here.
Yeah, with the weather the way it is, we keep talking about its effect on the game. Now you back up that extra point a little bit. Could go in the Vulcans' favor right here with the wind and the rain. That ball may slice off to the left or the right.
And ball spotted, kicks away. That kick looks pretty good. And it is. So Clarion responds to California finally and cuts the lead to 1-score game, 21-14 California. Stay tuned for more action here on CUTV. And welcome back to Adamson Stadium here as we're getting ready for Clarion to kick off the ball after they scored a much-needed touchdown and a great catch by Kevin Ginevro, who's got his second touchdown of the game. And after Clarion was thoroughly dominated in the first quarter, they were able to get some stops on California as a low kick right here. Looks like it'll be taken by up that. Oh, they got to get the ball there. Almost a disaster, much like last week where IUP was able to lose the ball and California got it back. So finally, Justin Baker fell on it, went over his head. So California catches the break.
Yeah, that was an interesting kick. Didn't go the full length of the field that time. Clarion trying to mix things up a little bit. But yeah, now that Clarion did get that touchdown on that beautiful reception by Ginevro, it looked like the Vulcans were running away with this game after the first quarter ended. But now Clarion right back in it, down by just one score. Now the Vulcans offense, that's been sputtering a little bit. They got to try to put a drive together and get that touchdown right back and get it to a two-score game again.
And California will start here on first down in the broken I formation. Jimmy Wheeler in the backfield. And he'll get the carry here, looking for a lane. Cuts it to the outside. He's got a lane in front of him. 30, 35, wrapped out at the 40-yard line. Jimmy Wheeler, a good start to the California drive with a big run.
And tackled from behind that time before he was able to get upfield, and he got a good chunk of yards. He probably could have went farther if that man wasn't chasing from behind, but great blocking by the line for the Vulcans, and he's able to just use that speed. He is a guy that runs to the outside of the field, gets a large chunk of yards, first down for the Vulcans.
Another broken I formation, same formation as the first. Here's Harris, this time goes back to pass. He looks, he fires. He's got Brown with a nice leaping catch. Penalty flag is down. Now we'll see here. Harris might have got hit after he threw the ball.
Yeah, Harris was on the ground after that penalty flag, when that penalty flag got thrown, so that could be a late hit.
So California is going to get even better field position if this penalty is indeed called roughing the passer on Clarion. Oh, hands to the face. Yep, and that's a new rule that's been implemented in this last couple of years. Any hand touches the helmet of the quarterback, it is a personal foul. We'll see here at the last second. At first, that's a great catch there by Gary Brown.
I was going to say before the flag was thrown, that was a great adjustment by Gary Brown to make that catch, and also a good job by Harris getting that ball out as he was getting hit, apparently in the face on that play. He did go down, so it was hard to tell if it was going to be a roughing the passer or a hands to the face penalty.
So now California here, James Harris with a two-back set here, two sidecars on first down and 10. Fiore up the middle, gets to about the 36-yard line here. Excuse me, 32-yard line, and it'll bring up a second down and 8.
Well, that penalty, though, that Clarion took is not something they want to do. That gave the Vulcans even extra yards after a good catch by Brown, and right now that's helping this offense start to get on a little bit of a roll again. They're into Clarion territory right near the 30-yard line, so hopefully they can continue this roll and get to the end zone.
And we're going to see a timeout here by Clarion, their first timeout of the first half. So California here is going to be second down and 8 from the 32-yard line, using the penalty at their advantage here. But California, this is a must-score drive, especially after Clarion taking the momentum back here. But first, Damon, let's take a look at the California schedule. We'll take a look down to their last 3 games. And after this game, they go on the road at Gannon. That'll be the first time they'll be at Gannon since 2012. And then they get Mercyhurst at home for Senior Day. And then at Lock Haven, that's if California does not win the PSAC West. But after last week, the last 2 weeks, California, it's looking more likely that California is going to take a little trip up to Lock Haven to close out the year.
Yeah, they could go up to Lock Haven this year, and these are all must-win games for the most part. After those 2 tough losses 2 weeks in a row, starting with this one against undefeated Clarion, the Vulcans are going to have to try to win, hopefully, all the rest of the remaining games and try to make a bid to get into the playoff scene going into the back half of this schedule.
And they would need some help, because they want to have the tiebreaker over Slippery Rock and IUP. They would need Edinburgh to beat Slippery Rock next week, and then possibly Clarion win again. Clarion would have to beat Slippery Rock to get everyone to get 2 losses in the division. So it doesn't look good for California, but I've seen crazier things happen. Remember, Slippery Rock lost 2 games in a row last year, and they still won the PSAC West and represented and won the PSAC. So now Harris, Wheeler in the backfield here, along with McCauley in the broken eye. This is Wheeler up the middle, being patient, breaking tackles. Tough run, Jimmy Wheeler. In that last dive effort there, California might have the first down.
And we talk about it almost every week, it seems, especially when Jimmy Wheeler has a big impact on the game itself. he always runs with a tough, a tough head. He just goes straight forward. Even though he's not the biggest guy in the world, he just goes right into that pack whenever he's trying to pick up those extra yards, and he does not go down easy.
It looks like it will be first down and 10. Now Franklin enters the game here, and it will line up next to Harris out of the shotgun here from the 23-yard line of the Golden Eagles. 7:39 left here in the second quarter. Harris takes a low snap, hand off to Franklin, cuts it up the middle. Decent gain here. He'll get inside the 20. Late flag in the backfield here. So it might be a hold on California, and it's against Zach Moorhead possibly. Again, another late flag going out there, and California is backing up here. So California, a decent run, about to get wiped out.
Holding. Offense, number 77.
And we'll call it on Zach Moorhead here. We'll see if we can find the hold. Oh, yeah, right there.
Yeah, a very blatant hold right there for the Vulcans. And at the end of this play, we see right there at the very end, we see Ryan McCauley get his face mask and helmet just shoved back. So, again, I didn't know if the flag was on that. I didn't see the hold originally. So both these teams playing on the edge, playing with that chippiness so far today.
And McCauley will come back out here. Looks like California will be in a broken eye with Jimmy Wheeler back in the game at tailback and backed up 1st and 20 from the 33-yard line of Clarion. Harris takes a low snap, you hand off the Wheeler, cuts it to the right side, gets wrapped down there by number 22 by Chris Liberto, and a good play there. I can see Liberto, did Liberto get a horse collar there in Wheeler?
Certainly looked like it. We'll take a look at the replay right here, because as he goes over to this other side, from behind, he gets pulled right down. I saw his head jerk back, and I'm surprised they didn't call a penalty on that one, to be honest.
Yeah, they've been really cracking down on that in the recent couple of years. I remember a couple of years ago, Terrell Owens broke a leg after Roy Williams in Dallas ripped him down. And after that play, they've been really implemented. So now 2nd and 18. Harris back to pass. He looks over the middle. He's got Smorey wide open. Smorey gets a first down inside the 10-yard line. So Clarion could not find Luke Smorey over the middle, and California's back in business.
And after losing all those yards because of penalties, the Vulcans pick it right back up. Always trustworthy. Smorey over the middle of the field, makes that grab and gets the Vulcans down inside. I think they are on the 10-yard line. So now 1st and goal situation. And again, big drive. We want to try to score right here, and the Vulcans are going to try to do that.
And Smorey, who had 100 yards receiving against Slippery Rock, PSAC West Special Teams Player of the Week. He's had a couple good weeks for himself. As Harris, he'll hand the Wheeler. He cuts it back up the middle. A lot of speed. Jimmy Wheeler, touchdown, California.
And he scored a touchdown last week against IUP, and he gets another one right here against Clarion. You saw that patience right there. He got that handoff. He stayed in the backfield, assessed the situation, and found that open hole back near the middle of the pack. It was wide open for him. He goes in untouched with that blazing speed, and the Vulcans 3 rushing touchdowns so far today, back up by 2 scores.
And also 3 straight weeks consecutively that Jimmy Wheeler's found the end zone after working so hard, not being able to get a touchdown, but the freshman sensation running back picking up right where he left off as Brazil attack on the extra point here, which is good. 28-14 California. They respond as the freshman sensation from West Mifflin, Pennsylvania. Jimmy Wheeler makes it 28-14 California. Stay tuned for more action here on CUTV.
Complete news, entertainment, and sports coverage from around the area, region, and nation is found right here on CUTV News Center every Thursday at 5 p.m. with anchors Jennifer Germano, Zach Prosba, entertainment with Mike Mays, and sports with Matt Hagee. Follow us on YouTube, CUTV News Center, and on Twitter, CUTV_PA, for your complete rebroadcast of your Vulcan sports. News Center airs every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Armstrong and Atlantic Broadband.
And welcome back to Adamson Stadium here as California's extending their lead over Clarion, 28-14 here. And we see a nice shot of the Adamson Stadium crowd, Damon. Pretty full.
Yeah, for homecoming, I know a lot of alumni are back in town. The town of California was alive last night. Everybody was excited about this game and the events going on today, and they all came up to watch a good football game against the Vulcans, going against an undefeated Clarion squad. And so far, it's going the Vulcans' way.
And a big touchdown drive there, scored by Jimmy Wheeler, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season, 3rd in the last 3 weeks. And Eden Patterson back here to kick with 6 minutes exactly left here till halftime. Patterson gets this one away. It's a line drive kick, and it'll be taken here by Kyle Evans. Evans goes up the middle and gets wrapped down, hit by, looks like Jordan Lardani there on the stop. And now California's defense comes back onto the field after getting throttled by Clarion. And the story for Clarion's offense here has been Kevin Ginevro with 2 touchdowns in this game. And in this game, Ginevro has 6 receiving touchdowns on the season, second only to Matt Lehman, who has a whopping 13.
Yeah, Ginevro has had a monster of a game so far with those 2 touchdowns, the one being a very incredible catch with a defender right in his face. And those 2 touchdowns are the reason Clarion still has life so far in this game. Again, there's still 6 minutes left before the half, but it's already been high scoring, 28-14, and I have a feeling we're going to see quite a bit more points moving forward.
And remember that last year these 2 teams combined for 75 points. As Simmons back to pass, looks again, caught by Lehman, who gets, his truck there. Big hit there. A couple of California defenders got in there. Lehman went up for the catch and got thrown down. And Lehman, he's a pretty tall-looking kid.
Well, that was the definition of stood up right there. As you can see, Simmons telegraphed that pass. The Vulcans almost were able to undercut it and stop it. There were 3 defenders that just held him there, pushed him up, and then dropped him. As that time, Lehman able to hold on to the ball. But, yeah, that was a big hit by the Vulcans' defense.
He got 7 on that play there. Looks like he got the forward progress there on the catch. So now Simmons out of the shotgun. Del Reese Williams as a sidecar. And a little play action, late reaction as Simmons gets under pressure here from Suber, runs, he can run close to a first down, runs out of bounds. I believe he was a yard short there. He got away from Devontae Suber crashing in on him. And we saw last year, Simmons hurt California a lot with his legs.
Yeah, that was a heads-up play by Simmons right there. Suber was bearing down on him. He was able to shift off to his right, avoid the potential sack right there. And then for the first time today, we get to see him run, and he picks up a good amount of yardage and setting it up 3rd and manageable, probably about 2 yards here for Clarion.
So now they only gave him a 1-yard gain out of that whole run, even though he got about 8 yards, including in the backfield. Simmons has shotgun again, 3rd down and 2. Hands off. Williams gets the first down just barely as he rolls across the 35-yard line here to get the first down. So it's pretty easy there for Williams. Williams, he's a pretty darn quick first step.
He does. He comes right out of that backfield with a lot of speed and energy, and that time just goes right up the middle, just enough to get the first down. And if you're Clarion, I wonder if they're going to start to throw the ball a little bit more. You have to figure, down by 2 scores, if you score right here, you might want to try to score again before halftime, being the Vulcans get the ball to start the 3rd quarter.
Yep. Great. Yep. Exactly. And California here looking for a stop. And Del Reese Williams, only a sophomore, so that's scary. A lot of young rushing talent in the PSAC. As Simmons hits Lehman, who's nice turnaround catch over, covered by Vondell Bell. He gets to the 45-yard line, gets another 7-yard gain.
You got to figure it's hard to cut back on this turf in this rain right here, but Lehman just stops on a dime right there, fools the Vulcans defense, who was in man coverage that time, trying to prevent the long pass, and they pick up about 8 yards.
Yeah, they gave him 8 on that play there. Simmons, again, out of the shotgun. Back to pass. He's got a lot of protection this time. He looks, he fires, wanting Lehman. He just throws out of bounds here. Good coverage there by Vondell Bell. That's becoming a big matchup as a penalty flag has come out late again. We'll see what's.
And on that play as well, Clarion stacked pretty much everybody in the backfield to protect Simmons as he tried to bomb that ball down the field. Only 2 receivers went down the field on that play, so it's not like Simmons had very many options, and he just tried to fit that one in there.
Personal foul.
Defense number 14.
Hands to the face. When California got called on, when Clarion got called on that last drive, so Clarion's going to get an automatic first down. I didn't see Simmons get hit in the face there. I was looking where Lehman and Bell were battling, but again, this is a tough penalty because California would have set Clarion up for another 3rd down.
Yeah, that was on Earl Brewster. I don't know if we're going to be able to see that play at all. I mean, like you said, Matt, I didn't pick up on that either. We were watching the ball go down the field, but costly penalty for the Vulcans right here, and now Clarion into their territory at the 39-yard line.
Clarion on the march again here as we have 3:43 left here till halftime. And welcome back here as we're about to start the second half from Adamson Stadium for the 2015 Cal U homecoming game California leading the unbeaten Clarion Golden Eagles 28-14. Once again, my name is Matt Hagee, and alongside me is Damon Matson. And Damon, you can see an opening shot there. The weather, it's been really raining most of the game. We've seen it affect a lot of the game, and you can see our camera 3 person today, Danny Beck, doing a great job, braving the elements, and he made his announcing debut with Anthony D'Agostino last night for high school, so he's hanging in there. I appreciate that. And halftime stats here, Damon, a lot of offense, and that is well noted here by the stats, but you also see California, the penalties piling up again.
Yeah, the penalties are piling up. 7 penalties for 70 yards so far for the Vulcans. And something that's interesting to note, Clarion has outgained the Vulcans on the offensive side of the ball by just about 20 yards, but those turnovers are what the Vulcans have capitalized on, and that is the reason why they are up 28-14 right now over Clarion.
And some other individual stats, James Harris, 9 for 13, 143 yards, a touchdown and 2 interceptions. So his interception total for 2015 piling up. Connor Simmons for Clarion, 14 for 26, 197 yards, 2 touchdowns, both to Kevin Ginevro. And Connor Simmons, 2 interceptions as well, and they've hurt bad. One was in California territory in the red zone, and they've hurt him. Del Reese Williams, 60 yards rushing for Del Reese Williams, and Jimmy Wheeler leads the way for 52 yards rushing and a touchdown. Del Reese Williams does have a touchdown, as you can see. James Harris here. Damon, keys to the second half for California, looking to continue to pull the upset here over Clarion. Never thought I'd say that. It's been a while since Clarion's been the favorite over Cal. But what are the keys?
Well, the offense has just got to keep doing what they're doing for the most part. They're doing what they normally do each game. They just get the ball up there. They try to make their passes. They've had a couple of mistakes, but this defense for the Vulcans has been on fire. They've been getting in the backfield, stopping the run. They need to continue to do that. They need to stop the run. They need to get to the quarterback, Simmons, and get some sacks. The more pressure you put on it, the offense for Clarion, the better chance you're going to have to win, because you slow them down, you're not going to let them get caught back up to you on the scoreboard.
And California, as we're about to see here, Phil Esposito will kick this away from Clarion. Cal was up 21-7 after the first quarter, and Clarion made a 1-score game. And then California, thanks to Jimmy Wheeler, made a 2-score game and stopped Clarion twice in California territory, picking off Connor Simmons and then recovering from Connor Simmons driving down the field, and after Harris threw an interception. So California's defense has stood tall. We see Chazfield, and now a change. Devin Lomax next to Chazfield. So no Jimmy Wheeler here on the kickoff. Looking on the sidelines if I see Wheeler, so we'll see. Hopefully he's okay as Esposito goes back to kick here. Some score updates in the PSAC. Westchester with 5 minutes left in their game, leading 19-14 over Bloomsburg. And another game in the East, I saw Lock Haven beat Millersville on a weird fumble return on the last play of the game, kind of like Michigan State, as Esposito kicks this one off here. It is fielded by Lomax at about the 5-yard line. Lomax looking for a hole and cuts it back. Still going. Lomax, decent run there. Finally gets to the 26-yard line. So Devin Lomax, I thought he was down 3 different times and makes something out of nothing.
He just continues to work on that kick return right there. And I am actually looking on the sideline, Matt, and from what I am seeing, I don't see a number 30. I do not see Wheeler out there on the sideline just yet. He did take a couple of big hits near the end of that first half, so we'll see if he comes back out onto the field here in the second half.
Yeah, maybe he's still in the trainer's room, but also Seton Hill up 14-10 on Gannon. That game is early on. So now Harris will start 2-back set. Play action here. Under pressure. Gets off the Gary Brown bubble screen. He's looking for Clark. It's yanked down. That's going to be a penalty there. I believe that's going to be a face mask here on Corey McNamara. And he's thinking, what did I do? But, I mean, that was clear as day.
Oh, he went right around the neck right there and brought his man down. That was Brown that he brought down right away. And that easily could be just a foul. It could be a face mask, or it could be anything like that. But we'll see what happens.
They don't determine if that was on his face mask. Did you see the one official's grabbing the shoulder? And they don't call it. So they say he didn't get the face mask, but let's take a look at the replay.
Well, it definitely looked like he had his arm wrapped around Brown's
neck
right there. That's a rough hit
anyway, you'll see here. But it's like his neck. I mean, even if that's not a face mask or anything, that's a personal foul. I mean, that's basically a throat tackle.
I've never really seen anything like it in a while, at least as far as that kind of tackle. It was a very violent tackle, but the referees aren't going to call that one, I guess, especially since there was no contact with the face mask or the helmet.
So now Harris will go play action again here. He hits Fiore out in the fight, loses the ball, gets popped. They'll say incomplete. Fiore never had true possession of the ball there, but he got popped immediately.
Yeah, Fiore may not have actually had a couple of steps with the ball before he got hit and lost it. That's probably why they're saying it was incomplete. Either that or he just did not have control. I think he only may have gotten one, maybe two steps in before he got hit, so it's just going to be an incompletion here for the Vulcans, and it'll be third and manageable. And
Kwame Bell, you mentioned him, he was our player to watch on defense for Clarion, makes a big hit there, so now it's 3rd down and 6 for California on their opening drive of the second half. Harris back to throw. High throw to Kawan Scott, gets wrapped down. Great tackle by Adam Lynch, and California goes 3 and out on offense for their second half, and that is exactly what California did not need here.
That's right. If this throw would have been any lower, I feel like Scott could have had an opportunity to plant his foot and push himself forward for the extra 2 yards he needed to get that first down. But because it was higher, he had to reach up to get it. The Clarion defender was able to stop him right away, and so the Vulcans, 3 and out to start this second half.
So now 4th down and 2, California. You can see Smorey and Michael Keir here. Now, Damon, they had a fake punt last week. Smorey ran it perfectly, so we'll see if California tries to pull a bag out of their hat of tricks here. And Keir will just punt it high, wobbly kick. He completely shanked that one. He'll roll to about the 41-yard line of California. So bad punt there by Michael Keir, and Clarion will have decent field position. And for California, they had a chance to put Clarion away there, but the offense did not start out so well. But now Damon, I saw this on the sideline here. Jawan Turner is not dressed. He's just in his jersey, so Jawan Turner might undisclosed injury out for the game.
That's a big loss for the Vulcans. They're talking about players coming and going off the sideline. It looks like Jimmy Wheeler did come out of the locker room there right as the Vulcans are punting that away. I guess it must have been an equipment issue. We heard from our director, Gary Smith, in the truck that might have been what it was. So Jimmy Wheeler, though, is back on the sideline for the Vulcans, which is good news.
So now California, with good pass rush here, they lose one of their best pass rushers. So Simmons goes back to pass on 1st down. He's got a man wide open out in the flat. It's 1st down and 10 for Clarion in California territory. That's Jerron Moore, and Damon, no one was covering Moore there.
Yeah, I can't believe how wide open he was. And again, right here, that was Simmons just telegraphing that pass, but there was nobody there to even contest it, as Moore was just wide open over there on the far side of the field. Picks up a good chunk of yardage, and I think that might have been a blown coverage right there by the Vulcans.
So now Clarion back in California territory here, 13-17 left here in the 3rd quarter. Simmons back to pass. He looks, he fires, he's got a man over the middle, and he drops it. That is number 6, Mark Nicholas, who was open over the middle there, juggled the ball, and ended up dropping it. It'd be incomplete.
And Nicholas, one of those players without gloves on his hands, and when it's wet like it is outside today, it's tough to hold on to that football sometimes. And that one, he just wasn't able to hang on to. And it is 2nd down then. And
both California, Luke Smorey, receiver, number 6, does not have gloves, and neither does Mark Nicholas for Clarion. But Damon, Connor Simmons here, as he lines up in the shotgun, he has a very unorthodox style of throwing. So we'll be on full focal here. So we see Simmons again. There's that pass over the middle, has his tight end. Penalty flags down. He hits his tight end, Zach Dietrich, close to the 1st down. It looks like this could be a hold on Clarion.
And it looks like Clarion is going to start to walk backwards, so this is going to be a help to the Vulcans if it is against Clarion. As you can see, Simmons going almost over to the refs, trying to plead his case right there.
And Clarion is walking back here, so it looks like they'll have an ineligible player downfield. A 5-yard penalty here. Oh yeah, you can see it right there on the replay there, and it backs Clarion up. Clarion had 5 penalties for 48 yards in the 1st half, and now they have a penalty, and they have a penalty in this 2nd half here to have 6.
And like you said, you made that point with the odd throwing motion by Simmons right there. You saw it. He doesn't even use his legs at all. He goes all arm, and occasionally he's coming out of a sidearm slot. So definitely a really interesting throwing motion coming from Simmons.
He's been staring down his receivers too. Simmons, play action here. Back to pass, he looks, he fires. Jawan Moore, did he catch that? That's a catch. Oh, no, they're not. No, they're not. They're calling incomplete. I was going to say, I thought that hit the ground.
Yeah, the umpire in the middle of the field was the one that called it incomplete. And there's also a flag on the play now, so there's a lot going on right now. They're trying to determine whether or not this ball was caught or not. And on top of that, now they got a penalty flag. I'm trying to see where it is. It's in the backfield, so there could also be a penalty on this play.
There's been a lot of laundry in this game. And they'll call roughing the passer on Justin Baker, so another personal foul on California. This is getting ridiculous.
Now, so incomplete or not, Clarion is going to gain some yards on the play. And I guess it looked like he may have gotten hit right after he released the football. So Clarion took a penalty, and now they're going to get the catch a break right back as they're going to move back up the field right here.
So now Clarion here with 12:37. And the clock is still not started here for the Golden Eagles as they have a new set of downs. And Simmons here will line up with one sidecar out of the shotgun. He takes the snap, back to pass. He's got time. He looks, he fires. Lehman, overthrown, intercepted. That's Vondell Bell. Penalty flag is down. Vondell Bell will get wrapped down here. If it's on here, that is the third interception for Connor Simmons, and looks like this could be a block in the back on California on the return, but regardless, this is California ball.
And that is huge for the Vulcans. Again, I spoke about it. This defense needs to continue what they're doing and create turnovers, and right here, once again, Vondell Bell doing just that, getting the interception, but once again, we continue to see that yellow laundry all over the field as you described it, Matt. A lot of penalties in this game to go along with the turnovers.
Yeah, California leads the PSAC in penalties. They have 8 today. So it is an interception. Call it on Jordan Bowman here. So California will be backed up here, but a big turnover here. Simmons looking, overthrows Matt Lehman, who's wide open, and might have tipped at the line, so that allowed Vondell Bell to get his first career interception as a California Vulcan.
That was tipped to the line. If you would have seen it on the replay right there, if you were watching with us, that was just tipped up enough that it went over the receiver's head and right into the hands of Vondell Bell, waiting for it behind the play. So big break for the Vulcans, and now they have yet to open this thing up more than 2 scores. If they're able to put a drive together here, that'd be huge.
Now Harris, this is Jimmy Wheeler, first carry of the second half, tries to bounce to the outside, and a good tackle there for number 22 there for Clarion. That is Chris Liberto. He's been all over the field for the Golden Eagles.
And Liberto has the speed to keep up with Wheeler, as you see it right here. He goes off of his block and just gets over there and catches up with Wheeler, dragging him down by his shoulder pad. A big stop on that play to make sure he didn't get any large chunk of yardage.
And that's his 5th tackle in this game as Harris lines up out of his shotgun just with John Franklin next to him. And he'll go to Franklin. His first carry, Franklin gets about 2 yards on the play. He'll bring up a 3rd down and 9. So it looks like number 99 for Clarion getting in there. That is Brandon Short.
3rd down and
Right now the
9.
Vulcans offense coming out pretty stale so far. They went 3 and out to start this second half, and so far on this drive, 2 runs that have really went nowhere, so they're going to have to rely possibly a little bit more on the passing game.
And now with California, you mentioned they went a while. They went 2 quarters scoreless against IUP. Now here on 3rd down, Harris hits McCauley out in the flat. McCauley has a first down, and a huge first down for California, and we see a couple times during the week, Harris rolls McCauley out in the flat and hits him.
Yeah, sometimes your fullback is a very viable option on a 3rd down play like this as he goes towards the near side of the field. Nobody really accounts for him, and he's able to pick up the first down yard. This is a big conversion right there for the Vulcans instead of going 3 and out for a 2nd straight drive.
So now Harris, he has Franklin again as his side crowd, the shotgun, with just 11 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Harris takes the snap, Franklin, it's the middle, cuts it back, he's got a lane this time. Good run by John Franklin to about the 38-yard line, and close to 1st down.
And Franklin, that time, talk about misdirection and really fooling your defenders. I swear he stepped different directions at least 3 times. He went right, left, right, and then finally back up towards the middle of the field as he just laid the shoulder down, picked up a solid 9 yards. and just cutting his way through the defense.
And he has 37 yards in this game and that 1 touchdown. He scored in every game for California this season. Here's Franklin again. He's got first down by penalty, flags down. It's going to be another hold on California. Another penalty flag comes in late.
Yeah, these flags are just everywhere on the field right now, and the Vulcans possibly about to take their 10th penalty of the game. They're starting to get up into double digits. And this could be offsetting penalties because it looked like the Clarion defender came in late right there, and it might be a personal foul call against them.
See what the call is. It looked like that late flag there. This would be huge for California because they would have been backed up even more here on replay of 2nd down. But for California, they have 9 penalties in this game. They've hit double digit in penalties for four of the 7 games this season. So holding against Cal. So now that personal foul, we saw that earlier in the game for Clarion. Well, let's see what it is, but now that gives California automatic first down. So let's see. Oh, Franklin might have got thrown down really late after the whistle, so that could have been what California, what they called Clarion on. So California, you set it down from their own 39-yard line. Here's Fiore trying to find a lane, and he goes nowhere. Clarion was ready for that one, clogged the holes immediately, and Fiore, if anything, got a yard.
And once again, that's another one of those weird plays where we saw 2 fouls on the play, 1 by each team, but the personal foul is the one that gets enforced on there because it is after the play. So just again, one of those weird situations. I hadn't seen it very much in the last few games, and now we've seen it twice in this one.
Now with 9:42 left here in the 3rd quarter, 2nd down and 9. Harris in out of shotgun with Franklin next to him. And it's Wheeler. Wheeler, he's immediately wrapped up there. Brandon Short. And California's running game starting to sputter, and you mentioned Short, which is pretty ironic, his last name, because he's pretty tall.
Yeah, and right now, this Clarion defensive line is getting into the backfield and shutting down what was an effective run game, which put up 3 touchdowns in the first half for the Vulcans. And right now, their rushing attack is going nowhere, so they are going to have to rely a little more on the passing game if they want to continue to move the chains.
So lost to 2, 3rd down and 11. Harris with Fiore as his sidecar. Fiore, the normal 3rd down back for California. As he goes back to pass under pressure, Harris is going to have to run. He's got a lane in front of him. He's got the first down. James Harris showing the wheels on that play, and he gives California a big first down.
And it's not every day we call Harris's number as far as to run the football up and get that first down, but he had no options open in the receiving game, so he went straight for that first down marker himself, picking it up. And the Vulcans, again, another 3rd down conversion on this drive. They're eating clock and moving down the field.
And now Clarion, I don't think was expecting him to do that, and the rain continues to pick up here. This time Franklin powering through. Clarion defender right there, gets to the 40-yard line. 7-yard pickup for Franklin as California continues to lead that clock. And with the rain coming down, probably as hardest it has in this game, it's California's running game. This battle is going to be won in the trenches.
As I said, that the rushing attack was sputtering out a little bit for the Vulcans compared to the first half. The one guy that has kept it up, though, is Franklin. He's been able to gash this defense for a couple of decent gains so far in this second half, and they're going to keep him in the backfield again.
So now play action this time. He's under pressure. He had to get the ball away there. Uncovered that time was Brandon Short again, who's starting to really take over this game.
Yeah, Brandon Short is just forcing his way. It looks like he was mostly unblocked right there. I think it was 2 Clarion rushers going against one of the Vulcans' offensive linemen. And he had to pick a man to cover. That time Short was the uncovered man going straight at Harris. And a smart play. He's lucky he had McCauley open in the flat right there. He was able to throw it at his feet for the incompletion.
So 3rd and 3 here today. With 8 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. See California 2 for 2 on 3rd down this drive. Let's see if they get another one. Handoff Fiore. Cuts it to the right. Fiore +4, he's got a first down. California, another clutch 3rd down conversion. And Derek Fiore, the 3rd down back, very reliable, and gets the first down.
3 3rd down conversions on this drive for the Vulcans. Impressive stuff, and right there, Fiore just lowering the shoulder and getting the first down, doing his job as the 3rd down back. They call his number, and he gives them the first down.
Now 3-back set here for Harris. His 2 sidecars, Fiore and Franklin, and Wheeler behind him. First down and 10 in Clarion territory. And Harris play action here this time. Harris looks, he fires, underthrown, almost intercepted again. Harris underthrown Kawan Scott there, and almost could have been a 3rd interception for Harris.
It was a very good thing that throw was more towards the sideline, because this was underthrown immensely right here by Harris. And this one may not have even been an interception, considering the player was falling out of bounds. But again, got to watch those under and overthrows. They could shift the momentum. We saw it in the first half back towards Clarion's way if one of those tips goes into the hands of a Clarion defender.
7:30 now left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Harris broken eye here. Wheeler behind him. McCauley has his sidecar. 2 receivers split out to the far side of the field. Harris, he'll go Wheeler. Wheeler cuts it to the left side. He's got a lane in front of him. Jimmy Wheeler's elusiveness gets him a first down. And you set it down as California inches ever so closer to the red zone.
We hear and see quarterbacks changing plays all the time. Well, running backs pretty much do the same thing. This time it was supposed to go towards the right, but he goes over towards the left, picks up a good chunk of yardage and the first down. And it looks like one of the Clarion defenders is hurt a little bit here. He's walking off the field right now.
And that's Andrew Fregali, the senior defensive lineman for Clarion. This defensive line, mentioned in the open, Clarion's defensive line has produced some great names. With Julian Hauser, who's on the Jets practice squad, as they convert him to fullback, but they just have guys in there, like Kwame Bell. Again, he's only a junior, so Clarion, the one thing Clarion works on is their defensive line. So now 1st down and 10, new set of downs for the Vulcans from the Clarion 22. Same formation as before, this time his receivers split to the near side of the field. He'll hand the Wheeler. Wheeler gets met immediately that time. They were ready for him there. That again is Chris Liberto getting in the backfield.
And Liberto had one of those hits on Wheeler in the first half, and this time again, Wheeler just going straight up the middle, and these 2 defenders coming right off the edges just went high and low on Wheeler right there for the most part as he went down right away. And this Clarion defense continuing to do a good job rushing the edges, especially getting unmanned rushers into that backfield.
Looks like Zach Moorhead missed his block there, and that's what allowed Liberto getting in the backfield. And now we see John Franklin back into the game as Harris' sidecar as the tailback. 2nd and 12. Low snap. He'll hand to Franklin. Franklin this time plows over his man and gets a decent chunk of yards there here. It looks like it'll be called a gain of 5 and bring up a 3rd down and 7.
I don't know if that was a design play by the Vulcans right there or if it was just the design from the bad snap that caused this. That was a very delayed handoff. It paid off for the Vulcans. They got a decent chunk of yards, and now another manageable 3rd down. They're perfect on this drive. Why not continue it right here?
3 for 3 is now we go under 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Harris. Oh, Clarion jump. Free play here for Harris. He's just going to throw this up here. Ball swatted down here by Lynch, but there's no flag. I don't understand. Clarion jumped. Clarion clearly jumped. So now California, Harris just threw the ball up thinking that this should be offside. But yeah, Clarion was all in the backfield there.
Yeah, I was surprised because Clarion's line completely jumped. Every single one of their players jumped, so Harris thought he had a free play to go with, and now he just doesn't have it. I'm really confused as to what just happened right there. Everybody for their defensive line jumped.
So now 4th down and 8, California's gonna go for it. Harris just gets a snap off. Back to pass, under pressure. He's got to run. Harris runs away. Now he's going to look to the end zone. Incomplete. And California's drive is halted there after the 4th down, and now Clarion will start here. But yeah, damn, that was tough. And a Vulcan player is down here. I can't see who that is.
Yeah, so insult to injury right now. They should have had another opportunity on 3rd down with all of Clarion's linemen being offsides. And
that
it looks
might
like
be McCauley.
Yeah, I was going to say possibly McCauley on the ground right now. So just a tough way to end this drive. Harris tried to keep this play alive as much as he could, but they weren't able to get it into the end zone. And there was a cheap shot on the play, and that's the reason McCauley is down.
Yeah, Clarion's been taking a lot of late hits in this game. That's kind of, but McCauley, luckily for him, gets up. And you can see Damon here, the rain is just driving and for California, but to all our camera crew here today, We mentioned Danny Beck out in camera 3 sitting in the end zone, but also Ryan Kaufman on camera 2 doing a great job hanging it, and also Stephen Ruffing right next to us here in the press box, just with the camera hanging just outside the elements. So Clarion here, first drive, looks for Evans. Tries to make Chaz Veal miss, and nice tackle by Chaz Veal there. That was a good attempt there by Kyle Evans, but Chaz Veal had none of it.
Well, Chaz Veal didn't even let him have any space either. He was right there, kept up with every single one of his moves. I'm sure he tried 2 or 3 different ones right here, as you see, trying to fake him out, but nothing really worked right there. And the Vulcans defense now, after a disappointing end to the offensive drive, have to try to hold tight again and stop Clarion from going down the field.
And that time ate up a lot of clock by that Vulcans offense. A lot of running plays here. So now Clarion Simmons back to pass, doesn't move, and they're almost intercepted. Jordan Bowman jumped the route there and somehow did not intercept that. And Matt Lehman for Clarion almost caught it.
And again, that was another factor of that ball was tipped to the line. You're going to see right here on the replay, getting a hand on it right there, deflected it over towards the left. And again, the Vulcans are starting to pick up now. Simmons really eyes down his receivers before he throws to them, and they are starting to jump these short routes. And it's resulted in 3 interceptions so far. 3
interceptions, almost another one there. Coming into this game, Connor Simmons only had 4 interceptions all season. And California's almost matched that today with 3. But I'll tell you what, Damon, Jordan Bowman would have took that straight to the house if he would have held on to that. And he had an interception on homecoming last year against Slippery Rock. But now 3rd down and 7. 5 minutes exactly left here in the 3rd quarter. Simmons takes that handoff. Williams has a hole and a 1st down. California wasn't expecting to run, and he gets wrapped out at midfield there. But Clarion tried to catch California napping, and they were.
And it's the opposite for Clarion's offense. The Vulcans have had little success running the ball, at least less in the first half, and more success passing, while Clarion not doing very well through the passing game, so they're going to hand it off on 3rd down, something the Vulcans would not expect. And that is just a massive run right there by Williams to pick up the 1st down and a lot more, as Clarion knocking on the door almost into Vulcan territory.
I'll tell you, Williams came up kind of gimpy from that run. But he stays in the game here. A new set of downs for Clarion, just a yard shy of midfield at their own 49. Simmons, Abby Williams again. This time California well more prepared for the run. About a gain of a yard to midfield at 2nd down and 9. Quentin Smith on the stop for the Vulcans.
And unlike the first half, as you can see, Williams going towards the sideline a little bit.
He might be hurt.
Yeah, a little bit limped up going towards the sideline. But unlike the first half, we haven't seen any points so far in the second half. We've seen these two teams exchange turnovers, exchange blows, but both teams going down the field but not getting anywhere with it to get any points on the board here in the second half.
Now Kadarius Campbell comes in for the first time today for Clarion as Simmons' sidecar. Cal's coming with the blitz, and it's intercepted! Cameron Tarver down the sidelines! He's gonna take it all the way for the touchdown! Pick 6, California! Touchdown, Vulcans!
And finally, the Vulcans open this thing up and go up by 3 scores. And that right there, that is Simmons' 4th interception. It matches his season total to this point in the year. And the Vulcans defense having themselves a day on homecoming. And you take a look at this pass.
That blitz, man, that blitz.
The blitz forced Simmons to make a bad decision. And Tarver was right there for the floater. Caught it, ran it all the way back, uncontested. And the Vulcans have just opened this thing up, trying to get up 35-17 after the extra point attempt.
And Cameron Tarver, what a breakout season he's having. Leads the team in sacks and has a pick 6, the first pick 6 California's had all season, and a big turnover. Points for Clarion. California, William Brazil, he's 5 for 5 on extra points. And the California Vulcans, 35-14 over Clarion. Here in the 3rd quarter, still a long way to go. 3:47 left here. Stay tuned for more action here on CUTV.
The Multimedia Access Center is an open lab where California University students can work on an assignment, attend a workshop, print a document for class, or take advantage of a variety of services.
Catch all the
such as
excitement
large
under the
format
Friday
printing,
Night Lights
web
with CUTV's High School Football Game of the Week. You have the best seats in the house as the area's longest running high school football telecast, now in its 29th season, brings you the area's biggest games. don't forget to watch the replay on CUTV, Sundays at 8 and Thursdays at 5:30.
And welcome back here to Adamson Stadium here at the third quarter. And you can see California extending their lead 35-14 over Clarion thanks to a pick six from Cameron Tarver.
And so far, the Vulcans they've opened this up. They've kept the course and have really stuck to their game plan. It's paid off, being up by 3 touchdowns to 25th ranked Clarion. They're 25th ranked in the nation. Remember that, undefeated coming in. So the Vulcans really sticking it to them right now, trying to get the upset.
Whoa! Sliding catch there by Kyle Evans. Looked like Andrew McCutcheon there coming in from center field to catch that football. And that almost could have been dangerous, but that weather game. But how about this interception by Cameron Tarver, taking it back all the way for a touchdown. He has about a 50-yard interception return. And you can see that Blitz set it up there, and he read it perfectly because he wanted to go for Kadarius Campbell.
And that's just what the Vulcans have been doing all afternoon with their game plan here. They've been undercutting routes on Simmons, who seems to telegraph his passes to his receivers, and it's paid off for him, as in one game, Simmons has matched his interception total for the entire season.
Del Reese Williams back into the game as Simmons' sidecar. Back to pass again is Simmons. He looks. He's got time this time. He's got Lehman. That's his 7th catch. So Clarion right out of the gates gets a first down there. But Simmons, again, not a very stoic figure in the pocket, barely moving. Look at it. He doesn't even move the ball.
No, he's definitely different from any quarterback you may see. He uses his arm a lot, like we spoke about earlier, and he usually just keeps his body still before he releases the football, when most times a lot of quarterbacks try to get some movement into their throwing motion to try to give themselves a little more zip on the ball and a little more accuracy as well.
And these numbers on Lehman this season, 47 catches, 729 yards, and 13 touchdowns as Simmons back to pass. Under pressure, he's chased by Tyler Haddock. He's just going to throw that out of bounds over the Clarion bench. But Tyler Haddock way in the backfield. But this pressure by California has been making Connor Simmons run all around and look panicked.
And I'd say if you want to give an MVP of the game to anybody right now, just give it to the entire defense of the Vulcans. They have been doing a phenomenal job with the pressure, with the turnovers, and it's a big reason why they're holding the high-powered offense of Clarion to only 14 points, on top of the fact that the Vulcans' offense has also been helping themselves out by scoring 3 rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown. So everything's just clicking right now for the Vulcans.
You're exactly right, and this is the type of performance California needed defensively after these last couple of weeks. Simmons will hand the Williams this time, and he'll get wrapped down there by Diamond Thomas after about a 3-yard gain. For about a 3rd and 6 or 7 here for Clarion. And as we go under 3 minutes here in the third quarter.
Yeah, Clarion just trying to mount anything at all that they can. After that interception, it was pretty much took the air right out of their fan base that is here. There's a lot of fans and also that sideline, so they're just trying to get back into this. There's still a lot of time left in this game. They just got to get something working on offense.
And this Clarion offense, they can go off at any point. It's now a big 3rd down here. 3rd and 6, they'll call it. Simmons out of the shotgun again. He's taking a lot of time here. Simmons back to pass. He looks. Not time. There's this man over the middle that's caught for the first down. Mark Nicholas. Kyle was patient there to go up and get the ball. He had a step there on Brendan Blair, and Clarion gets in California territory.
And give credit to Simmons even on this one. He was looking around trying to find an option, and that one he threw perfectly over the Vulcan defender to his man just in time to get that first down. And you have to have a pretty perfectly placed throw on something like that over the middle of the field to avoid yet another turnover.
And Nicholas has had a couple drops in this game. That's his first catch of the game. Clarion back in California territory here. Last time they were here, Simmons threw an interception. And now play action this time. Simmons looks, and almost an incredible catch by Matt Lehman, almost Odell Beckham style. And that could have been incredible.
And Lehman right there just going straight up into the air, and he got his one hand on the football, and amazingly he was able to use his height and keep that ball pretty much right on his hand, but as he fell to the ground, he couldn't pull it back toward his body, so he wasn't able to hang on to that. But again, just an incredible effort trying to pull that Odell Beckham Jr.
And I'll tell you what, though, if Lehman doesn't get his hand on the ball, that could have been another overthrow interception, because Brendan Edwards was right there waiting for that ball. But now, 2nd down and 10. 1:56 left here in the 3rd quarter. Simmons take the snap, play action this time again, deflected at the 1, intercepted again! Here goes Tyler Haddock, big man with football. Take it down, still going the 30-yard line. Unbelievable what's going on today. This is incredible.
A lot of tip pass. It's a tip drill scenario right now. The Vulcans are just getting that ball up in the air, deflecting it, and letting somebody come in and get that right there. As again, here is the interception. What a job the Vulcans have been doing as the big man is able to take it up the field for a decent gain. Haddock just avoided a couple of would-be tacklers. Even with his size, he is evasive, and the Vulcans are in control of this game. They could get up to 40 points here coming up soon.
5 interceptions for this California defense. And there's even two, you can see they're making fun of the vertical league. Tyler Haddock's doing a dance, and he's had a great season as well. But 2 defensive linemen with interceptions today, you know it's going right. Everything's going right when you're having big men with the football, intercepting and getting a lot of yards out of it. So Harris will start here. Looks like there's going to be a stoppage of some sort. And they'll call a delay a game on California. So California's been running the play clock down really close to the clock running out there, but it's called there.
Well, that time I think the interception was also kind of delaying their offense to get out on the field. Everybody was celebrating, and hey, why not? Tyler Haddock, why not? With that move right there, go back to the sideline, have a nice dance, and just show off the moves because you kind of did a dance right there. Yeah,
he did a great job. Harris back to pass. He's going for the kill shot. Kawan Scott almost caught by Kawan Scott. And it'll be incomplete there. That ball was almost intercepted again, but it almost bounced right to Kawan Scott. And that ball is bouncing everywhere impossible.
Oh, it pinballed around there. I think a Clarion defender, one of them, got their hand on it first. It popped up in the air, and the way Kawan Scott was running, he may have been able to catch it, but it just bounced a little too far out of the back of the end zone. We'll see the replay right here. Everybody was getting underneath it. There's the initial contact. Actually, Scott got his hands on it too, but it just bounced a little too far and went out of bounds. So the Vulcans now with 2nd down.
1:39 left here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 15. Harris, big handoff. Franklin, his first carry of this drive. Franklin gets to about the original line of scrimmage there. And he'll set up a 3rd and 10 on the play right now. So California, but that deep throw, Harris really has not had that deep throw. And a final score, Westchester has defeated Bloomsburg, and now Westchester has made the PSAC East race a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, we noted earlier in the broadcast about how much of a log jam there is at the top of that PSAC East, and right now the Vulcans trying to shake things up in the PSAC West by trying to beat Clarion here today.
How about this, Damon? 75 rushing yards from that vaunted Bloomsburg rushing attack. So big play there. Now California trying to use the rushing game of their own. Franklin loses the ball. Franklin, I think California got it back. That was, what a break there. But that's going to even set up a 4th and manageable for California. Wow, can you believe this?
Well, Franklin, it looks like when he was going up, he had a wide open hole. It looks like he could have got the 1st down, but from behind, the ball got knocked out of his hand, and it got knocked right back into his hands. So big break for the Vulcans right there. And they do have 4th and manageable, and they are going to go for it here.
Yeah, why not? They tried to go for it. They failed on 4th down last time. They were 4th and 2. 30 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Harris, low snap, play action. He looks, he fires for Gary Brown. Touchdown, California. Gary Brown, his 2nd touchdown of the game on 4th down, and California having some fun in the rain today, dancing in the rain.
Boy, I'll tell you what, I wasn't sure if Brown wasn't going to have enough real estate in the back of that end zone to make the touchdown reception, but he just had enough room. This pass was placed perfectly into the back of the end zone. A good catch, and you are right, Matt. Despite the not so ideal weather here on homecoming for the celebrations, the Vulcans football team is having a monster game and trying to just have a great game for the crowd and the alumni that are back here today.
And for Gary Brown, that's his 2nd multiple TD game of the season, 1st since Geoffrey, Virginia State. William Brazil has made it 42-14 in this game. California, the raindrops keep falling on their heads, but they are just dominating Clarion. Stay tuned for more action here on CUTV.
Save preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car. More music in the door. More music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation. Playing Cal U's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL Power 92.
And welcome back to Adamson Stadium here as California running away from the unbeaten Clarion Golden Eagles and Damon. This Clarion amazing season they've had. It finally looks like they've hit a roadblock.
They finally do. They may actually get that first one in that loss column this season. And the Vulcans, of course, on homecoming wanted to be that team. And so far, they've done a great job at doing it today.
And a good tackle there on special teams by number 98 for California there, Adam Mahoshi on defense. But here's the touchdown again. And here's the touchdown again. Gary Brown, watch the footwork here. You just need one in for college, and Brown did a great job getting that in.
Yeah, he has very good awareness of where he is on the field in that time, knowing he didn't have very much room to work with after he caught that ball. Just had to get that 1 foot in the back of the end zone, and a fantastic job at doing so right there. As you can see on our camera, the amount of times they're going to hit that steel beam for the Vulcans.
He's got to be tired today. He's had to do that 42 times now. And he can even say more than that because he continues as the score goes along. So now Simmons will start here from his own 25-yard line. Back to pass. He's got Lehman. Great catch. Oh, he took a hit. Oh, I hope he's okay. They're going to throw a penalty flag there. That's ridiculous. That was a clean hit. But Lehman got hit hard there.
And
I hope he's okay. He got hit hard.
Lehman, when he was coming down with that ball, he had to go up in the air to reach this ball. And as he came down, the defender was trying to get to him as well. As you can see, major whiplash on that.
He looked like a bobblehead there after that hit. But they'll call it, I think, a blow to the head, helmet to helmet. So I can see now why they threw the flag. I thought he just threw it because he was hurt, but so Clarion's going to be set up here, but this is going to take a while because he got hit hard. I thoughts and prayers to Matt Lehman. That's scary, and he's an unbelievable talent. He has been one of the best receivers at PSAC. 13 touchdowns this season, and oh my, that's just tough. And there's nothing you can do about that because Terry was just coming flying in there, and he couldn't stop his momentum, so everyone's down. His stadium is dead silent.
Yeah, on a play like that, you go up over the middle of the field trying to catch the football, and you have defenders trying to take you down on that play. Wrong place, wrong time, both men going for the tackle on the ball.
And I believe he sat up here, so that's good. That's scary. I mean, it brings shades back. Oh, he's standing up. That's great. Oh, thank goodness. Matt Lehman coming off the field after making a great catch, and he'll walk off there, but that's great. But now Lehman will go off there. He'll sit out a couple plays. That's Clarion's biggest weapon off the field there. So we'll see what they call on Aaron Terry here. Yeah, they could call targeting on that, and Aaron Terry could be ejected from this game.
They wanted to make sure that he was all right, that Lehman could get off the field first, and now they're going to handle what this flag will be about.
Wow. Aaron Terry gets called for targeting, 15-yard penalty, first down. And Aaron Terry has been ejected from this game, and he will go out there, and he gets I think that's a tough break for Aaron Terry because he didn't mean that, and Clarion fans getting excited over that, I think that's kind of uncalled for. But Aaron Terry's going to miss the first half of next week too.
Aaron Terry is walking off the field. We saw his frustration on the sideline as that was being called. That is a tough thing to call. I know that as a referee, you have to protect a defenseless receiver, even if it was unintentional. And this time, Terry is the one that has to get ejected from this game because of it. And
he's going to miss the game next week, actually. I just spoke to him. But we'll see there. We'll see there what that is. But Aaron Terry is gone. But now Clarion will let the clock run down here. This will be the final play of the fourth quarter. Simmons back to pass. He gets hit as he throws over his head of his receiver. And that's how the third quarter ends, a lengthy third quarter. And now 15 more minutes for California to pull this game out here. And finally, for Clarion, Cinderella, it could be striking midnight. Stay tuned for the rest of the game here on CUTV.
First published in the 1880s, the California Times is the oldest student media at California University. Circulating 3,000 issues weekly on campus and in the surrounding community, the Times' mission is to deliver fair and balanced news to the student population of California University. All students are welcome to be a part of the California Times. Our offices are located in the Natali Student Union. Keep up to date with the Times online at www.caltimes.org, Facebook, and follow us on Twitter.
And welcome back here to Adamson Stadium. The final 15 minutes here in the fourth quarter. You can see the shot of the crowd here braving the elements here as Clarion will start. This is a first down for Kevin Ginevro, who continues to have a great game here. Connor Simmons find him over the middle there. But that third quarter, which it showed California pulling away here, but that hit on Matt Lehman there, Aaron Terry called for targeting and ejected from the game. And which just is a big hit for California secondary next week against Gannon.
Yeah, tough break on a play like that. Again, not something we want to see, but again, a penalty was called. They wanted to try to figure the situation out, and Aaron Terry, unfortunately, on the back end of that, and he is now going to have to possibly sit out some time next week. Now
Delreese Williams here, and since that what was in the second half, he will miss the full game for next week. That is going to be big, and that's a big passing attack that they're going to have to deal with next week with Gannon up in Erie at noon. So now Clarion looking to just try to chip away at this lead that's been caused by 3 second-half interceptions by Connor Simmons. Simmons out of the shotgun here again with clock ticking under the first minute here of the fourth quarter. Hands off Williams up the middle. Still going, great run. Finally gets wrapped down hard. There looks like Quentin Smith got there in on the Brendan Blair there on the stop.
And this drive has been interesting for Clarion. They have been moving down the field. This is probably the best opportunity they've had to try to get back on the scoreboard since that first half. So I know it's a long ways out, and they got a long way to go to get back in this game with just 1 quarter left. But if they can get on the board here, they could at least give themselves some life moving forward.
So now Clarion, they have not scored since early on in the second quarter here. It's been a long run, 21 unanswered points here by California. Haven't scored since 9:14 in the second quarter. Simmons will go back to pass here. Under pressure from Brewster, gets it up incomplete. Off of the hands there. Looks like he got tipped at the line. We've seen a lot of that today.
A lot of deflections, and a lot of those are caused by the pressure that the Vulcans continue to send around the edges. I love the blitz packages and the different looks they're giving Clarion right now. Simmons seems to be having a hard time keeping his progressions and keeping his tempo going with the way this Vulcans defense has been pressuring him throughout the day today.
So the 4th down and 2 here. So Clarion drive, they've had their opportunities, they missed them, but now 4th down here, just trying to get anything going on here. Simmons takes the snap, back to pass. He's got time. He looks, loft pass, end zone, has a man. Touchdown, Kyle Evans for Clarion.
And Clarion finally gets on the board for the first time in a while. That is going to bring some life into this team. And on that play right there, Evans was just wide open over in the corner of the end zone. Looks like the Vulcans defenders didn't really account for him coming out of the backfield right there. And he just looks around and uses that speed.
Got scorched on that play, but he's had a really great game. So the one mistake he's made so far today, but Clarion gets a touchdown, but I think it's a little too late. 13 minutes left. Unless this game turns into the Cotton Bowl from New Year's Day with Michigan State and Baylor. But we'll see. Phil Esposito come back on the extra point here. And Damon, you said you went to high school with him.
I did. I actually played soccer with him back in the day when I was a senior and he was a junior. So a little connection from Brockway, Pennsylvania right there.
Great to see Clarion, big Northwest influx here. They scored a touchdown here, 42-21, California. Stay tuned for more action here on CUTV. And welcome back here to Adamson Stadium as Clarion's made this game a little bit closer, but with 13:05 left here in the fourth quarter, it's starting to come a little late there for Clarion.
Yeah, but they at least did get back on the scoreboard for the first time in a while, and that has at least got to be a boost to them. Just trying to do what they can to get back into this game.
And a high kick there, taken by the upback, Justin Baker. Look out, Justin Baker to the 48-yard line there. These defensive linemen for California are going to really need some oxygen after this game. They've been running a lot.
Oh, heck, Baker on that play doing a fantastic job. I think he literally drug one of Clarion's special teams players with him down the field as he was just fighting for more yards. The Clarion player was holding on for dear life as he got drug about 5 to 6 extra yards and almost got himself to midfield.
And here for California, you got to believe they're going to get a heavy dose of John Franklin, Jimmy Wheeler, and Derek Fiore trying to waste the clock down here and end the 2-game losing streak for California and spoil Clarion's unbeaten season. Harris will start here in a broken eye with Franklin right behind him. Low snap. We've seen a lot of that today as well. Franklin cuts it up the middle, just goes forward to about midfield, 2 yards in the play, brings up 2nd down and 8. But with this running game here for California, this is where they close the game out here because even 42-21, there's still some eerie feeling in the air that things could be, even though it's pretty much been run out of time.
Well, with a team that averages 42 points per game like Clarion does, you can't take anything for granted. You still got to just execute your game plan on offense, run the ball, waste the clock, but also try to just keep gaining yards and also getting towards the end zone and even putting up 3 points if you have to.
And now Harris here in the broken eye, just taking as much time as possible off here. 12:14 left here in the game. This time Wheeler gets the ball. He's got a lane in front of him. Look out, Jimmy Wheeler bouncing off tackle, loses the football. Picked up by Clarion. Unbelievable. So he gets tackled down here, but Jimmy Wheeler coughs up the ball and gives Clarion new life. And that's why I'm scared.
That's exactly why you can't take anything for granted. That was a fantastic run for Jimmy Wheeler, getting up past the 1st down marker up until the ball got swatted out of his hands. I believe he just had it, he got it knocked out when he was trying to gain those extra yardage, and Clarion was able to pick it up and get the ball right back. And now they're still down by 3 scores, but quick drive. They could be back within 2 touchdowns with possibly just over 10 minutes left.
Well, a lot of weapons on this team here. But now you got to wonder because Clarion could not score. They've missed a lot of opportunities here, and this game could be a lot closer than it already is. But they do not have Matt Lehman on the field here. That's a big weapon they're missing from that big hit. Simmons will start in the shotgun here from their own 33-yard line. Simmons taking a lot of time here, wasting the play clock down. Simmons looks, he has his man. That's Nicholas, and he's got a 1st down, so Clarion with a good start there. But for California, I mean, California, with the exception, I'd say, the Virginia State game and then the blowout at Slippery Rock, games have not come down to the last. They've always come down to the last drive.
Yeah, even when the Vulcans have been up, they've made comebacks so far this season. But even when they've been ahead in games, they've let teams back in, especially near the end, with some costly turnovers and even some penalties. And right here, with that fumble, it's still not quite as serious just yet. But if Clarion starts to run down the field and get another touchdown and keep adding on, it could get serious here near the end.
For 3 straight weeks, an interception on the last drive, one California game. Now Simmons steps up in the pocket, looks for Nicholas. He's got another big game. What is going on here?
Yeah, Vulcan's secondary that was really good at shutting down this passing game and just creating the turnovers and getting the sacks even. It seems like they've opened up a little bit. Clarion's found a way to complete passes and gain a lot of yards in this defense. And right here, Simmons just finding his open receivers, hitting them in stride for big chunks of yards.
But you're right, California, they've let Shippensburg back in the game, also Bloomsburg, which they've lost, and also Edinburgh, but they've held on here. Simmons under pressure this time. He gets away from the pressure, and he'll slide for the first down.
I don't know how Simmons got out of that pocket. That pocket collapsed within a matter of 5 seconds, if that. 3 Vulcan defenders swarming around him, and he went straight up and out of the pocket, ran for the ball, picked up another first down.
So now Clarion taking a, and they're not wasting a lot of time here. They're driving right down the field. But you got to wonder, after that big hit by Lehman, Clarion might have got some motivation to try to come back here, try to play for their fallen teammate. So now Simmons under pressure again, tries to get away here, looks for the end zone. Delreese Williams incomplete. He was under a lot of pressure that time, and it'll bring up a second down.
And I don't like to make comparisons to the NFL as much as some other people, but Connor Simmons right now is looking almost like a Colin Kaepernick a couple of years ago. He was very much able to throw the ball down the field, complete it to his receivers, but he's able to escape this pressure being sent by the Vulcans defense right now, keeping these plays alive and try to scramble if he even has to get the yards.
So now Clarion second down and 10 from the California 13-yard line. They could make this a 2-score game here with 6. Simmons takes the snap, hands off Delreese Williams. Looks, breaks a tackle, touchdown Clarion.
And Clarion, the Vulcans are letting him back in a little bit at a time. That turnover was very costly by Wheeler, and now Clarion is knocking on the door. They only need a couple more scores, and they are back in this thing. And like I said, now that they got that touchdown, 10:31 left on the clock, way more than enough time for Clarion.
Do you think, Damon, they might be thinking onside kick here?
That could be a possibility right now. With 10:31 left, and the way their defense has started to turn it on against this Vulcans offense, they may not decide to do it, but it wouldn't be out of the question.
Now Esposito will go for the extra point here, just gets it off, and it's good. So hang on, folks. California letting Clarion back in the game here. It's 42-28. Stay tuned here. This game's far from over. Next year on CUTV.
Yes, I am. Give it to him hard. No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how.
Oh,
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
And welcome back to Adamson Stadium here in the fourth quarter. This game, which was seen over. California with many interceptions in a row, 3 in a row, but now Clarion using a turnover from Jimmy Wheeler to close within 2 scores here.
Yeah, it's brought it right back. It was 42-14, winding down near the end of that third quarter, and now all of a sudden Clarion, 2 touchdowns really quickly, and they are right back in this thing. So you never know. This offense is high-powered for Clarion. The Vulcans' defense is showing a little bit of gaps compared to what they were like in the first half. And
you can see California is bringing a lot of their guys in here for a possible onside kick, but with the conditions, this could get interesting. It'll be a line drive kick, squib kick, fielded by Delvin Lomax about the 25-yard line, bounces it to the outside, 30-yard line, and gets wrapped out of bounds at the 30-yard line here. So California will start here. This is a drive where they need to not turn the ball over, hold on to the ball, and just try to run them some time off.
And they're very capable of doing that. And if they can run the ball and do that, they could waste a lot of time. And Matt, we talked about Twitter earlier on in the broadcast. Another way to stay in touch with us or keep up with our broadcast is on YouTube at CUTV Sports 1. I know my family likes to keep up with all the different broadcasts we do online. They're able to watch anything that we've done, and it's a fantastic way to just keep up with what we're doing.
Yeah, and we have games on there from the past, like full games from the past 4 seasons, and more than that. You can relive the California women's basketball teams run the national championship, and you can see the rebroadcast this game. Here's Jimmy Wheeler again after the fumble. He goes nowhere again. California not doing anything right now.
And it's that Clarion defensive line getting into the backfield once again. They've been doing a very good job at disrupting some of these runs. And on that play, it was Short and Liberto, 2 names that we've been calling mostly all day today for Clarion, just getting in the backfield and just breaking up those runs.
And Bell, too, there you could see Wheeler had to make a move. Bell didn't get credit for the tackle, but he was still making his presence felt there as we go under 10 minutes left in the ball game here. Harris out of the shotgun with Franklin right next to him. Harris takes the snap. Back to pass. He looks. He pumps down. He takes it himself. Here goes James Harris near the first down. Slid about a yard short there. Harris could have made the first down there. It looks like he just slid down just in case, but a great pickup there by James Harris.
And a large chunk of yards gained back right there by Harris. He's been running the ball a lot more than pretty much all season. We haven't seen him run more than a couple of times a game, but right now, picking up the yards with his legs, that's burning the clock down. Almost 9 minutes left, and the Vulcans can get a third down conversion.
Enormous 3rd down and 1 here. Franklin's gonna get the first down. Broke a tackle there off of Liberto, and California gets a much needed first down, as you said.
And that is very critical for the Vulcans this time, getting the 3rd down. They don't want to turn the ball over once again, but just burning that clock, now under 9 minutes, and if you could just continue to move down the field, burn a lot of clock, and even possibly score again, that could ice this game.
And now Harris continuing to move his troops under 9 minutes here, 8:41 to be exact, and taking a lot of time here. You can see Franklin now, the feature back. Harris in the shotgun again. And handoff Franklin. Franklin gets stopped immediately. Wrestled down by Andrew Fragile.
There's that defensive line of Clarion getting into the backfield once again. These guys are very big men, and they just get into the backfield to stop Franklin. We've seen with Franklin, Wheeler, any of the guys that we've seen in that backfield, and that's just you got to tip your hat to them right now. They've just done a great job.
They really have, and they've made it hard for California here. We go under 8 minutes here, but California just trying to run the clock down, because the more clock they run down, the less Clarion has to come back. They lost 2 on that play, and again, it's Franklin. He makes some moves as he gets up their hole after the middle there. He gets past the original line of scrimmage, gain of 4. It'll set up a 3rd down and 8.
If you're California here on this 3rd down, I know you're trying to burn as much clock as you can, but you got to try to get another first down at least right now. You turn the ball back over to Clarion with just about 7 minutes left on the clock. That's more than enough time for them to roll down the field, because they have been very effective with the passing game in this 4th quarter.
3rd down and 8. You can see Harris here out of the shotgun. Needs to go maybe a screen pass here, Gary Brown. Snorri and Scott split out to the far side of the field. Harris taking off as much time as possible. Under 5 on the play clock here. Harris gets the snap off low snap. Harris back to pass. He gets sacked. And a penalty flag down. Hold the phone here. And that they might call a face mask here on Frigali. Oh my goodness.
And that would be a tremendous break for the Vulcans right now if that's the case. You can see Frigali is losing his mind.
That wipes down a 3rd down sack here. And we'll see what they call here. This will be automatic first of California. And, okay, personal foul. Personal foul here. They didn't say what it was, but it's a personal foul for California. But you can see here, would have been a sack. And Harris here, I mean, again, he kind of grabbed Harris by the neck, but didn't we see a penalty get waved off with another neck tackle? And you can see head coach there, Chris Weibel, former Clarion quarterback, who's, I mean, no questions asked, should win PSAC West Coach of the Year. Unbelievable job what he's doing his first year, but I think he might have a right to be upset there.
Well, Andrew Fagel on that play, I don't even know if it was the hit that they called the penalty on. You saw when he got up after he had sacked Harris, he made a hand gesture and also seemed like he was saying something. So there might have been the issue as well right there.
True, he was kind of showboating there at the end there, but now a devastating penalty for Clarion keeps the California drive alive. And they can try to waste more clock here. As you can see Harris play action. Back to pass, he looks, he's got Scott wide open, he makes the catch. Inbounds is Kawan Scott, and after about a gain of 5 yards on the play, brings up 2nd and 5.
And not one of the best throws by Harris today. The Vulcans just want to keep this clock rolling, so you need a completion. So Scott, good job to get up and make that catch, and then after that, turn back towards the middle of the field and stay in bounds, as this clock is now ticking down to just about 6:05 remaining. So the Vulcans doing a pretty good job on this drive of wasting the clock.
Now we're about to go under 6 minutes here in this ball game. Broken Eye Jimmy Wheeler back into the game for California. Now Harris, he'll go Wheeler. Wheeler looking to redeem himself here. Wheeler, penalty flag is down. There could be another, I'll tell you what, Damon, there could be another face mask here. That was thrown right in the middle after Wheeler got hit.
Clarion right now on the defensive side of things getting a little frustrated, not helping themselves out. These penalties are just helping the Vulcans get an opportunity to move down the field and continue to waste more clock. This one, though.
Oh, no, they're call holding. All right, then. So not a face mask as I might have thought here. We'll see if they'll hold here. Oh, right here, right in the middle there. Looks like Fragali got held by, I believe it was, might have been Jeremy Seaman there. Yes, it was.
Yeah, prevented him from actually getting a tackle right there on Wheeler. So Vulcans actually backing themselves up now. Now they got a couple of downs to work with, but they got a long way to go and trying to still burn this clock.
Now Harris out of the shotgun here. Hands off Franklin, cuts it to the left side, breaks the tackle, here goes John Franklin, first down and more. John Franklin with a huge run to get all that penalty yards back.
And that is a fantastic run right there by Franklin. Vulcans have been able to rip off a few of these runs tonight, and right there he's able to just cut it to the near side of the field and run over his man at the very end. He did roll out of bounds, but the clock is still going to keep rolling, so the Vulcans methodically just moving their way down the field. And at this point, if they're able to get one more touchdown possibly off this drive, you could ice this game being up by 3 scores with less than 5 minutes remaining.
Now we will go under 5 minutes here. Clarion does have all 3 timeouts. So now Harris have I formation here. You'll hand to Franklin. Franklin up the middle. He's got a hole and more near the first down again. And John Franklin carrying California down the field, putting the team on his back.
Talk about having a game. Franklin has a couple of touchdowns in this game on top of the fact that he probably has close to over 100 yards so far today. So he is having a fantastic homecoming game for the Vulcans. They're trying to seal this one out and win on homecoming for the hometown crowd.
California now 196 yards on the ground compared to Clarion's 105 in this running game in the driving rain here. And you know, Damon, thinking back to old California games, 2009, these two teams played a very rain-soaking game here that California won. And here's Franklin. That game came down to the last drive. But these two teams they've had a little contest in the soaking rain before.
Oh yeah, it's not like these two teams aren't used to playing in these kind of conditions, especially this late in the season. So it's something you just got to deal with and all the players adapt to. And right now, they're just playing through it without any issues, and the Vulcans just trying to come out on top with this battle.
3:55 and ticking left here. Jimmy Wheeler back into the game at tailback. John Franklin, huge part in this drive. Now Harris has a clear view of the play clock here, so he can take it down as much as he wants. And he'll go to Wheeler. Wheeler up the middle. Wheeler makes a man miss. Cuts it to the outside. Breaks the tackle. Jimmy Wheeler. One man the beat. Gets dragged out at the 7-yard line. Jimmy Wheeler, a big run here, sets a 1st and goal for California.
And Jimmy Wheeler always trying to create new opportunities when he has the football. He's just looking for any open space he possibly can find. And right here, avoiding his tackle or cutting it back over toward his right and picking up a large chunk of yardage. And the Vulcans very much threatening to get that next touchdown and put this game on ice.
So now California will his clock is now at 3:13. Jimmy Wheeler stays in the game here. Franklin with 2 rushing touchdowns, Wheeler with one. They've scored 3 on the ground. First and goal from the 8, under 3 minutes. Wheeler hands it off, and he gets wrapped down there. It looks like that was Liberto again, who's piling up the tackles for this team. And California can really take the clock down here. But now you start to see, when does Clarion use their timeouts?
They may or may not decide to. I mean, at this point, with about 2:40 remaining, they may think this game is out of reach. So it would be interesting to see if they decide to use any of their timeouts. Right now, they are not. And if I'm the Vulcans even, I wouldn't necessarily go straight forward for the touchdown. I would even just try to waste a little bit more clock like they're doing. Go with those runs up the middle, continue to burn the clock. Because even if you get a field goal, that's a 3-score game.
Yes, it is.
And that's all you need pretty much right now.
And these two teams involved in another high-scoring contest last year, 43-32 California. And here's Wheeler, almost slips there. He gets bounced off there. That slip kind of cost Wheeler on the run there. So bring up a 3rd and goal here. So we're about to tick under 2 minutes here. And Clarion looks like they'll take their first time out here with exactly 2 minutes. So it's basically 2-minute warning, hypothetically, not in college there. So 3rd down and 6 here. But Damon, we need to give credit to the true heroes today. Danny Beck, freshman, he gets a nice little wave. Hi, Danny. And he's doing a wonderful job today. Braving the elements, jacket on. He called his first game. And Ryan Kaufman, the pride of the state of Ohio there on camera too. And also, who could forget, Stephen Ruffing, also another freshman there. He's good. Stephen Ruffing has a bit of a better, he's kind of covered a little bit, but still doing a wonderful job there on camera one. And their camera people are a great crew, doing an excellent job here today.
Yeah, all these guys, I got to give them a big thanks. It couldn't happen without them, and they are braving the elements to give everybody these great shots we've seen today. And we talked about it earlier today. We got through the parade, and we saw the rain was on its way, and we thought, man, this isn't going to be a very easy one to have to shoot today, but we were glad everybody was willing to do it. We've had a great shoot so far, and the Vulcans have put on a great show for all of us here on homecoming to try to get a W.
Now they're trying to hold on here from a furious Clarion comeback. Once a 42-14 game, now 42-28 in California here. 3rd down and 6. 3rd down and goal from the 6.
And this will be an interesting. This will be an interesting call for the Vulcans here too. Like I said, are they going to try to go for that field goal and just try another short run, make Clarion at least burn another timeout, or go for the touchdown right here? Either way, you're going to try to ice this game.
They'll go to Franklin. He gets stopped after about a yard. So now Clarion will take a timeout immediately with 1:55 left. So Clarion, but then when they get the ball back here, they're not going to have a lot of timeouts to work with.
No, they're going to have one opportunity. They got to capitalize on the next drive. If they do not, this game is pretty much over. Only one timeout remaining for them, and that's going to limit what you can do really on the offensive side of the ball. Because at this point, pending a possible field goal attempt, we'll see. They could be down by 3 scores.
And Damon, here's we talked about social media all day for us. California University Television is our Facebook page. We post all our videos on there. We do post updates with the crew and what's going on. And it's another great place. Like us at California University Television. Like us. And also, where our game is being live streamed and where all our home games have been live streamed this year. CalVulcans.com, run by, mentioned him before, Sports Information Director Matt Kiefer, doing a great job as always with the website, and I love the live feed. And like you said, anyone can watch this game live, other than tape delay broadcast, which will be aired on CUTV on Monday at 6 and Tuesday at 4. And it's pretty much instant DVR feature on Comcast as well. A lot of ways to watch our stuff.
We're all over social media, all over the web. So if any way you can get a hold of us and get in contact, or even see any of our shoots, we all appreciate everybody watching and listening to us.
Damon, California's going for it here. Harris, he's going to roll out here. Pitch toss, and he goes for Gary Brown, incomplete. What was that? My goodness, there a missed decision there. California can't put Clarion back in this game. They couldn't put him away.
I'm not quite sure what Harris was thinking. He could have possibly ran for the corner of the end zone right there. But nonetheless, it is going to be a turnover on downs. Clarion's going to get the ball deep into their own territory, though, so they're going to have a long ways to go with limited time on the clock to do anything. And the Vulcans now still stuck only up by 2 touchdowns. Interesting, very interesting play.
I understand that the weather, it's bad, and I mean, if they would took the field goal there, I mean, they pretty much put it out of reach for Clarion. They would need 3 scores again, but right now here, 149, they do have 1 timeout left, so that's big. And they're backed up at their own 6-yard line here, 94 yards away from the end zone. They're going to have to be quick, and they're pretty quick on their last scoring drive, but California's still taking a lot of time out. The rain is just pouring here. It's becoming a monsoon, and now Clarion's going to get called here. They had a receiver run in here really late.
That's Lehman who just ran in late. And a delay of game calling.
So we'll call a delay of game here on Clarion. They're going to be pushed back at their 1-yard line. Damon, that's just inexcusable at this part of the game. You're backed up now, your 1-yard line.
And the way the Vulcans are getting pressure on this offense too, they could get a safety right here and just completely end this thing right here.
They had a safety last year against Clarion. That ended the game. So now Simmons in his own end zone. Back to pass. Looks and got Ginevro, who does a hook and lateral here. Ala Boise State against Oklahoma. Flag is down here, so this could be coming back. But that was, wow, I was not expecting that at all.
That was a heads-up play right there, too. I don't think anybody was expecting that.
Oh. Another hands to the face foul against California. And that's the 3rd time it's been called hands to the face. So let's see on the replay here. I couldn't see it there. But it might have been Brewster got in the face. But now that's 3rd. I mean, but now Clarion is immediately at the 40-yard line.
And that's one thing the Vulcans you did not want to have right there, and just gave them extra yardage, and now only 1:39 left, but still, we've seen Clarion today go up the field in 20-yard segments, and we're going to get a whistle right here.
Stoppage here. 1:35 left here in this ball game. And the refs are going to huddle here.
Because Del Reese Williams went out of bounds, I think the clock should not have started.
But now Del Reese Williams did go out of bounds there, so the clock might have kept running. And they'll reset it just an extra 3 seconds.
That's actually 1 second off where it was.
Yeah, they want to make sure they got the clock right since he fell out of bounds, and Clarion especially doesn't want any precious time wasting off the clock.
So 1 second did run off.
So now Simmons back to pass here. Under pressure, gets it off. Ginevra has to go down. It was underthrown. Ginevra had to turn around, and it was too late there. And Brendan Edwards there on coverage. So now it'll be incomplete, and 1:34 left here.
Yeah, and every play, if you're Clarion, that you do not move any yards whatsoever, you're wasting time and not really going anywhere. It's not really helping your chances to get back in this game at all. So they need completions, and they need them quick.
Simmons out of the shotgun here. Trips receivers to the far side of the field and one to the near. Play action here from Simmons. Under pressure, Baker just missed him. Simmons has to get it away here. Incomplete now. And Coach Keller, how about that catch out of head ball coach there?
Yeah, one-handed catch with his right hand. He just saw that ball and he just stuck his hand out there and made a great catch. I don't know if we'll be able to see it on replay, but hey, maybe he could go out there and try to play receiver a little bit.
And Baker almost got Simmons, tripped him up. He was able to get away. Yeah, look at that. Top play of the game right there, Coach Keller. But we're seeing a lot of great plays in this game as the rain just continues to pour. 3rd down and 10, 1:27 left here. Clarion, desperation mode, trying to save their unbeaten season. Simmons back to pass, under pressure again, gets it off, well overthrows his man. That's Nicholas, and he'll bring up 4th and game.
That's pretty much what it is at this point. Clarion needs the 1st down, otherwise this thing is over, and the Vulcans very close. They can taste their first victory in a few weeks, on top of the fact it is homecoming and they want to get a win for everybody here today that sat through all this rain to watch this game. So they want it, and it's just one play away possibly.
And California has not lost on homecoming since 2004 against Shippensburg. They have not lost to Clarion since a Hail Mary play at 2004, and Clarion's not won here since 2000. 4th down and 10. Simmons out of the shotgun. Back to pass. He looks, under pressure, gets away, and he's going to get the 1st down and more. No one watching it. He's going to get in California territory. Stays against a big hit out of bounds. Oh, no. And a late hit penalty there for California, and Clarion's going to be set up even more. Unbelievable.
It looked like Simmons got knocked with a shoulder going out of bounds right there. He was already going towards the sideline, so they're going to call that every single time because he was just giving himself up and going towards the sideline, and right here he gets hit.
You're Arnell Farmer. Why do you hit him out of bounds there? You know the refs are standing right there, so now Simmons, and now Clarion suddenly, this is just crazy. This has been one of the wildest games I've seen in years. 20-yard line here. This game should have been long over with. And Simmons here. And now we see Matt Lehman re-enter the game for the first time since that big hit from the 20-yard line. 1:13 left here. Simmons. In the 20-yard line of California. Back to pass. He looks. He fires. Looking for his man. Incomplete. Good coverage there by Chasville.
They were looking for a penalty call right there as Chasville ran into the receiver right as they were getting towards that ball. Nothing called this time, but another incompletion. And if you're the Vulcans, you can allow a completion here. You don't want to give up a touchdown, but if you allow a completion, try to keep them in bounds, because that's going to force Clarion to try to hurry things up, and a lot of times going to run off the clock.
So now 2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line. 1:08 left here in this game. How fitting would it be if Simmons throws another pick? Back to pass. He is on a leap there by Errol Brewster, and it's going to be intercepted. I just called that, David. How fitting is it that Clarion's undefeated season ended by Jordan Bowman, and for Clarion, the glass zipper has shattered.
It certainly has. This defense pretty much shattered it one-handedly with all the turnovers that they were able to get. Jordan Bowman just sitting in the back of the end zone. He is just trying to prevent anything from going for a score. And right here, he reacts to the ball, is able to get it right before it hits the turf. And that will pretty much do it for this game. 1:02 left on the clock, and the Vulcans get the ball back.
5 seconds, literally 5 seconds after say, how fitting would it be that Connor Simmons throws another interception to end this game? And he just did that. And Clarion's unbeaten season, dream season, takes a big hit right there, and it doesn't get any easier next week when they get IEP. The Crimson Hawks come into town for Clarion Senior Day, and then they got Slippery Rock as well on the road. 4 interceptions in this second half and 6 in this game. It's unbelievable. Now California at their 1-yard line here. They can't take a knee. 1:02 left here, so California's going to have to be careful. I believe they probably would just fall forward here, and they will. Clarion with only 1 timeout here, but Damon, California wasn't easy, but they were able to get it done. But Damon, great games next week. We have to start with CUTV High School Game of the League, Burgettstown at Brownsville, Brownsville Senior Day, but Burgettstown playing to get into the playoffs for the first time since 2009, the Whitfield, and then next week our coverage, Cal at Gannon at noon.
A couple of football games over Halloween weekend that you can watch us do next weekend. There are going to be a couple of good games, especially now with the Vulcans winning today. They're going to be going into that game against Gannon with a little more momentum and another win on the in the column.
Now it's the clock at 23 seconds now, and Harris, all he's going to have to do is just fall forward again, and I see a Clarion player leaping over the line there like LeVar Arrington did Penn State. So now, I believe that might be it. Game over. The California Vulcans on homecoming has ruined Clarion's undefeated season, snaps the 2-game losing streak, and California gets a big win over the Clarion Gold Eagles. Damon, final thoughts. What a weird and wacky, wild, and wonderful game.
Well, this game was crazy from the weather all the way down to the playing on the field, but the Vulcans needed a win after losing 2 straight. They did it on homecoming, made everybody happy despite the bad weather, and now we can let the rest of the homecoming celebrations continue.
But still, what a job what Chris Weibel has done for this Clarion team in his first year. So, your final score in a monsoon, California has defeated Clarion 42-28. For Damon Madsen and our entire great crew who braved the elements today, also Zach Proswell on WCAL. My name's Matt Hagee. Good night, everyone.